5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Wait, that's a different thing.
That is a different thing.
The song, it's like It's like, tell me why castles in the sky. Oh, I was typing
That's
spirits in the
Backstreet
sky,
Boys.
not castles.
Spirit
in the
sky is not a castle.
No, spirits in the sky is like a fucking 60s song.
Castles in the sky is what Rena's wearing. Spirit in the sky is what I referenced.
I'm wearing Toxicity.
Oh, tell me why Ian Von Dahl hung
wearing Nike for some reason. I don't
Whoa,
know.
sponsored by Nike? Distractables? What? How cool would
let
that
me
be?
check our sponsor sheet. No. But if they want to.
That would be so cool if you were...
All right, well, the stream is
I
now taking
know, I
I was gonna say that's the third VOD in a row.
Just gonna do a couple of seconds of it. Okay, so it's in case you want to Google for yourself, Ian Von Dahl, Castles in the Sky. God, every prom had that damn song.
Scott Von Dalerick. How about we take control of the stream and play some Star Wars?
Listen, Rena's wearing a Castles in the Sky shirt. Made me think.
What was that? Castles in the Sky.
I did have a couple of martinis. Okay, I went out to dinner with my wife. It's my anniversary today.
Don't you work?
So I actually took today off from work because
wow, and you're still
your
late.
Anniversary and you're here.
What? I was
fuck, bro.
Well, of
yeah.
course
Also, yeah, it's your anniversary and you're here.
I streamed this
You have
morning
your
too.
wife DM.
Yesterday was Brittany's birthday, and I spent it making a character for a stream.
He told Brittany,
tomorrow.
he's like, I'm taking the day off to spend with you. And she's like, at least do your T&D streams, please.
She's like, I don't need the whole day. Just for like an hour or two.
You can buy me dinner, but then please.
on the way downstairs, she said, kick ass, baby, have fun, and try not to kill anyone. And I was like, oh, that's. I usually try to kill them.
It's not good when she's on our side on your anniversary.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, October 20th. It's 9 years married. Woohoo!
Do you go out for dinner or lunch?
We went out for dinner because we both got oil changes today, and
couples oil change.
No, she had to drive like 45 minutes each way for hers, and mine was like 8 minutes away. So
I see you like cutting out like a paper. You're like, I got $3 off couples oil change today.
No.
Well,
they knew it was his anniversary, and they mailed him a coupon.
When Brittany got her
anniversary,
he cut out the massage. He like put a little oil and taped on. He's like, look. Much better, much cheaper, more efficient present.
She actually drove because gets free oil changes, but she has to drive 45 minutes each way to get them. And she's like, it's worth it. It's synthetic.
I feel
oil.
that. I used to do that too.
So,
but do you struggle to get synthetic?
Well, synthetic oil is way more expensive than natural.
Yeah, I know. I always get synthetic. I didn't know that was a hard thing to get, though.
It's not hard to get. It's just free synthetic is worth the drive.
Oh, I didn't know it was free. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's just
You
free.
can't
it's
beat
part of the
free.
story. Yeah, you can't. I mean,
unless they give you money. Did they give you money?
If they're
I guess
paying
you can be free if it's
change
sponsored.
synthetic.
A little.
Sponsored today by Synthetic.
I'd be pretty skeptical of a company that's willing to pay me to do an oil change. I'd be like,
right? I'm like,
pay you to do an oil change?
Yeah.
No, pay to give me an oil change.
Oh, to give you an oil change.
You get
I'm
the
just trying to get
if
on the
they
map.
trusted me to do an oil change, I'd be skeptical too. Because like, you don't know what you're asking. I know there's a pan under there. I don't know. Does it have cookies on it? I don't know how to take that thing out.
Wait, you've never done an oil change before? Wait.
I have like a very long.
Wait, hold
time
on.
ago.
Wait, you've never done an oil change before?
No.
Oh my God. Wait, do you know how to change a tire?
I do know how to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
I've actually changed brakes on a car too.
He doesn't even have a car.
Yeah, I don't even have a car. Why would you know this?
But he doesn't even need to have an oil change.
That's right.
I'm sorry, Wade, that our friend here is so inconsiderate of you and not having a car.
Thank
I
you.
apologize on his behalf. I shouldn't have
I know
to.
your friend got into a pretty rough accident like,
He
6,
did,
7 months
actually.
ago. Yeah,
He
and
did.
lost his car.
And his house? Oh, let's not even talk about it.
Every time we go live, I think I hear dripping in the other room to this day.
It's pretty funny.
Previously on Star Wars.
I'll laugh at your pain. Wait, to be fair
Varen.
though, if you ate less like takeout, then maybe your shit would break less toilets. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, give me your scales. Here, have it. Thanks.
like
Got it.
boiled
I'm gonna
eggs,
stab this tree.
some
Oh, my
broccoli,
stress.
maybe like
Here,
maybe
drink
like some
this.
water.
Thank you, Night Sisters. Hey, what's up, lady? Hi. All
Then
right,
when you
see ya.
flush, the pipes don't just say, never mind. You know?
There you go. There's last week's recap.
Well, I
I
appreciate
like
that.
last week's recap.
Welcome.
Hold
Get my
on, wait a
food's here. I'll be back.
It says, Wade,
Hi,
you're a good
guys.
husband, and if I could raise a glass to several more happy decades together. That sentence doesn't make sense.
Hey Scott.
Yeah.
You like dragons?
Especially inside of dungeons. Do you guys want to roll for
Dragon is
Imagine
dick.
Destiny?
dragging this dick across your face.
This is
Bitch.
that's really sad. I feel like
really
you both watched
sad.
the same TikTok.
You're not supposed to say, "Do you like Imagine Dragons?" You could just say, "Do you like dragons?"
No, Imagine Dragons.
Not a lot
is
of people
better.
like Imagine Dragons. I think a lot more
Well,
people.
no, it's like
dislike
Nickelback.
Well, no, isn't Imagine Dragons the one that did Toxic or something like that?
Yes. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's a good
I don't
song.
listen to crap.
Yeah, Britney Spears Toxic. They did that.
No, isn't that like Toxicity or something?
Dude, I got to see System of a Down and
I think they did
Korn, like a
Radioactive
couple
or
days ago.
something, right?
Radioactive. That's what
Yeah,
the
they
song
did-
is.
They did Radioactive.
I'm
What a
thinking-
shitty song. What a terrible fucking song.
Oh, I like that song, but it's not good. You don't listen to Radioactive because you're like, I want to reinvent the wheel with this song. You listen to it because it's fun. It's like any Taylor Swift song.
Who
It's
do you listen
trash
to
music.
Reinvent the wheel with.
I mean, I don't listen to any modern new artists anymore. Not in like I'm at that age where I stopped doing that. But
I've stopped doing that because it's really, really hard to find them.
Mm.
I use Spotify, and even though they don't pop up there all the time, there's new music I'm finding for sure, but it's on like established bands that you've heard of, like, you know what I mean?
I'm getting to that age
Kanye
where
West.
new music that comes out, I'm just like, this ain't music. Like all this is
You're at the
synthetic
old
crap.
man stage.
Like every artist nowadays
Scott, we
uses
could listen to-
auto tune for their vocals, which is a fact.
Yeah,
All
Yeah,
of
we
that's
it.
should listen to
quite
some
annoying.
Kanye. You and me, just sit down and listen to some Kanye.
Actually a YouTuber that I like.
We still
Fiki
haven't started.
Signifier
You're
just
fine to
released
start eating.
his second part of like breaking down Kanye and his significance to.
What?
It's so
I'm gone for
culture.
3 seconds. We're talking about Kanye. Star Wars it. Jesus.
Oh.
I've been waiting.
You anniversary having bitch. Get us on track.
Motherfucker, you're the only one that didn't roll for shit.
Yeah,
You
technically,
were
we were-
literally waiting on
we
you.
were-
You
we
were
were
the
waiting.
Tyler of
You
this group.
rolled for people
You were the
before.
Tyler
There.
of Lost Initiative. Thank you. So,
Welcome.
speaking of Tyler, we love you.
Hi, Tyler. Is Tyler here?
Probably
Hi,
not.
Tyler. I love you. I miss your hair, but you look great
I think
without
he
it
does
too.
too.
I mean, Tyler, I think your hair made you a unique and special person. Without it, you just kind of blend in. You know what I
Austin, they
mean?
don't need me to get started.
Not true. He's tall and a handsome and
It's not like they've done
huge
2
ass.
weeks in a
Yeah,
row.
but
of
he lives
just
in LA.
featuring me.
Everybody's tall and handsome.
Not true.
Like, I mean,
No, Mark lives in LA.
I was gonna say, have you met Mark? He's like your height.
I'm 5'11".
Oh, Mark's taller than you.
How tall is Mark?
Not 5'11". 5'11".
How tall is Mark?
Uh-huh.
Now I'm gonna
I
Google
don't,
it.
shorter than me. I don't know.
How tall is Mark?
I think I'm about the same
Anthony?
height as Mark.
Mark is smart. Wait, is Mark so with a C or K?
He's
Fish-
just
fish bump.
Markiplier. What?
Ah,
Can we play
P-
Star Wars now?
Liar.
E.
How tall is Minion 777?
It says Mark
6'3" and
Alamo height.
3/4.
Celebheights.com. Mark Anthony height. Celebsite.com. It did not give me his. It actually didn't even autocorrect me to how to spell.
So
his
what are we
name.
doing in Star Wars?
5'10" apparently.
Oh, there we go. See, 5'10" is that's shorter than me. So ha ha. Even
Aren't
with
you
this
like
big head.
4'2"?
Oh, moving on. So
Are we?
yes.
Okay.
Wade gave a beautiful recap. Thank you, Wade, very much.
You're welcome.
I don't remember what the rest of the party members did last week. Brina, did you get to?
I did nothing. I had a
He-
messy roll.
I really feel like you actually literally did.
I
Absolutely
didn't.
Nothing.
You didn't even check in with Bato
Yeah,
at
I
all.
don't
I
even think
I
he
did
said a word,
absolutely
honestly.
nothing.
Yeah, you got to have like the most peaceful session ever.
Sure. I looked at different trees I could do.
That's nice.
Gonna get a jetpack.
Do you fuck trees?
I do. Makes the dick stronger.
Once you get used to the splinters, it's real good.
You know that saying, go touch some grass? I got told to go fuck a tree. So,
I've never heard you go touch some grass.
Yeah, go touch
you
grass.
wouldn't. I don't think you wouldn't. The last time you did, you split your pants open.
I have split my pants open multiple times.
Do you remember when that tree hit you in the dick?
Yeah,
That has happened multiple
kind of like
times.
that. Remember when that tree fucked you? Put up. Star Wars, welcome.
Okay. Rena, last session, you and Messi had some RP, where we kind of touched on I think it was a PSA announcement, session.
That's
for you
right.
guys.
Drugs. And Rena's
Yeah,
like,
drugs
don't
are
do
hey,
fun.
Doc,
drugs.
let me punish
Drugs
him
are
for the
fun.
drug use. And Messi's like, bro, it's fine. And Rena's like, take that. And Messi's like, nah, bro. And went and passed out.
I was just
And Rena's
minding my
like,
business, and she injected me with
fuck
poison.
you. Or I mean,
actually
lady to
do
pride.
yeah, I do remember this.
And we
Yeah.
did talk about how Rena was like, I'm gonna give you a thing. It's gonna hurt your belly for a minute, but then you can be okay. And Messi's like, I want to do a thing instead that makes my character not playable for the next few sessions.
Shocking development.
Okay.
We're still like a couple days from Mandalore. He'll probably be okay by the time we get there.
So
Maybe.
Wade, you completed the ritual.
Yeah, that's right. Scott, we talked about this. What did that do for me then?
We'll have to talk about it after.
He'll hit you up
Yeah.
this weekend.
Yeah, I'll hold my breath.
Sorry, I went to Maine. I went to the lake house. It was my wife's
Did
birthday.
you
and
throw
our
anything in the lake this time?
Yeah, did you have another kid while we weren't looking?
I threw a couple of rocks in the lake.
Is
Okay.
that code?
I went to the other lake too.
Oh.
On the other side of town.
Memorial. Throw some flowers down by the shoreline.
Jesus.
Met two dudes at a playground. Made friends. Exchanged phone numbers. Just awkward. But,
Wait,
I
you
don't
met
think you're
some
allowed to
people at the
do that.
playground and exchanged numbers? Your kid did.
Excuse me?
Well, she was playing with the children. The dad started like conversing, and one of them was like, "We should totally exchange numbers." And I was like, "Okay," but one of them
That's
like
so sketchy,
I
bro.
hate
What
that.
the
one of them literally bought.
just love the way our kids are playing? What's your number?
I too like to throw
You want to throw it out at a barbecue soon? I'm so lonely.
Well,
I have no friends.
One of them literally just bought 27 acres in that town. From moving up from Massachusetts
Wow.
to grow pot.
That's
And the other
great.
one's like,
Star
"Oh,
Wars?
I used to grow pot in Colorado. I can hook you up with some seed." And I was like, I'm contributing to the conversation. It was so weird. It was so
I've made
weird.
pottery before.
I can't believe that reminds me of that time that character we talk about sometimes named Pride or Gil did Spice in Star Wars.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Here, I'll do it right now.
It was about
Yeah.
85 Scott side tangents ago.
Okay. So, anyways, Wade, so you had completed the ritual. The ritual ended with obviously you got the ingredients. You had to mix them together. This is the sap of the one tree that you had a hard time finding and totally stabbed and passed out. I'm like, the portion.
I did not
of-
have a hard time finding it. I think I rolled 3 successes. I just happened to roll 2 threat when I was at strain of 18 of 20. I found it very easily, Scott. It was stabbing it that knocked me out.
If I remember correctly, you fucked up and had to re-roll because you stuck at rolling dice, so it was a little bit more difficult. Because you had that layer of PC.
Players are
competence.
only as good as their DMs/teachers, Scott.
Mm-hmm. So anyways, you back to the game. You so you would the part of the creature, the water of where that creature lives, like the goopiness, of like where it lives and like what it breathes out. That was kind of strained from your hair when you first got up there.
But then Baron's not bald.
Yeah, no, you had explicitly described yourself as having long hair.
know.
The part of the creature, the sap from the tree, all put into a specialized bowl, and a ritual was done to create what's called the water of life. After it's all said and done, you kind of like you do this little ritual where you actually drink in the water of life, kind of imagine almost like a Moa Deep, kind of ritual Mahdi. So your ritual where you drink in the water of life, and it actually kind of awakens Varen a little bit. Varen, at the moment that he drinks this, he starts to come to this like keen realization about this like path that he's able to walk where it comes to the dark side. See, the way that it works mechanically in the game is that if you're above, I believe it's something called morality. If you're above 30 points, you're technically a light side user, but it's
70.
not above 70. That's when you have additional perks. So if you're above 30 points, you use the light side die on the pips. Whenever Wade rolls the dice and the little white circle pops up, he uses that. It's when you're beneath 30, I believe it's 30, that things flip and you actually start using dark side. But there's penalties that come along with it. Like for instance, at the beginning of every session, Wade has to immediately flip a light side to the dark side, because he gives me additional power for him to be able to utilize the dark side and so on and so forth. And there's other mechanics that could go along with it. And if he goes further and further down the path into the dark side, more additional rules kind of take place. Just like if you're not just in the light side, but go all the way up to 70 in morality, more additional rules start to take place. So instead, what the Night Sisters are able to do, they're able to walk this fine line between light and dark side, where they're actually dark side users without giving in or succumbing to the dark side itself. So more or less, Wade has been we've been kind of like nice with what Wade's been able to do with the rules for a nice long while, because we were trying to decide how it is we wanted to play out a Grey Jedi. But after much research, more or less, a Grey Jedi is, yeah, you're above 30, but not high. You're still technically light side user, but not way up there. And we kind of like allowed that. Instead, what this allows Wade's character to do is kind of like flip that on its head. He's allowed to stay utilizing the dark side instead of the light side, but in doing so, he can't go too high up on the force die. It actually almost like flips the entire scale for him for how the rules work, where kind of going to the light side could be a negative thing, but not intrinsically, not at first. So it literally kind of takes the entire scale, if you're familiar with FFG and morality and so on and so forth, and it's kind of like flips it. Makes the dark side kind of like a positive thing for him. The important thing, though, is that the dark side doesn't become tempting for him. He's able to manipulate the dark side without it constantly drawing him deeper and deeper down this rabbit hole of power, which is a good thing. It's actually a really, really good thing for him. But there are still moments, actions, activities that he's able to do that would still negatively affect his ability to use the force. Do you need me to send you a link, Wade, with the rules? I'm pretty sure I actually have the web page open.
I'm reading it right now.
Oh, okay, cool. So
it just says over 70 your light side, below 30 your dark side. It doesn't really say what's between.
So you might not be reading where it has all the additional ruling for it. Give me 1 second. Click, 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 click. I have a billion tabs open. So hold on 1
Why
second.
do you have a billion? I think you only need like 3.
Because I was helping Tyler level up his character.
Ah. Tyler's a good man. He deserves that.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to find where I had this one particular tab open. I also have all of our ship stuff open. The galaxy. Oh, what was that? As a hyperspace travel. Those are Barren Lands Boars. God damn it. Is this group? No, all right, let me get this real quick. Just so I can help Wade out, because he has a confused look on his face.
Stop being confused, Wade.
I'm very confused.
All right, here we go. So the way that works is to get hard numbers for you. Hard, so hard. If you are below 30, you become dark side.
Whoa! Man, I wish I just said that.
So meaning if you're above 30, you're light side. So if you're above 30, you use the light side pips. If you're below 30, use the dark side pips. You were saying
Unless
you have to be
you've
above
crossed
70.
the threshold below 30. If you've crossed below 30, you become dark side.
Yep.
And then you stay dark side till you get back to 70.
No. 70 is light side paragon. There's a difference between light side and light side paragon.
God, it gets really tiring having to school you all the time, man.
But listen, you're the one that said you're not light side until you hit 70. That's when you hit light side paragon, not light side, but light side paragon. Above 30 is light side, below 30 is dark side. Above 70 is light side paragon, which means on session start, Add 1 light side destiny point to the pool. When morality is above 80, increase strain threshold by 1. When morality is above 90, increase strain threshold by another 1 to the total of 2. And then when you're below 30, you use dark side instead of light side points. And at the start of session, you flip 1 light side to dark side.
There is only one way a
so-
player who has become dark side can become a light side force user again and redeem himself. He must increase his morality to above 70. When morality increases above 70, character is redeemed and mechanically functions as a light side force user again.
Yeah, but
This
again,
applies even if his morality drops below 70. But if it drops below 30, he becomes dark side.
yeah, but you were saying that you're dark side until you hit 70. You're dark side.
No, I'm
you're
saying
light side until
30
you-
to 70 is gray until you hit one of those 2 thresholds. Then you become light or dark.
I mean, sure. That I will take that. I mean, you were using the light side mechanically. You're using the light side force pips.
I mean, it's whatever on that.
Yeah, from 31 up, unless you drop below 30 for that initial da da da. But
And then you have to get back to 70 to
you are
become light
correct
side.
on that. Yeah. But that's
Shocking.
after you drop below. But until you drop below, you're light side. Call it what you will. It's light side. All right, cool. So anyways, it allows for this this more kind of like comfortable gray area in the middle for where he's able to sit. But the important thing is that you also had a conversation with them where they said that they had where you had a vision, Wade, where you had seen that there was this this crystal or whatever that was offered that was actually given as a gift from, you mentioned it to her, it was given as a gift from Revan. And so you asked to see this crystal. This what are they called?
The holocron?
Holocron, thank you. This pyramid shaped holocron. And so and she told you, yes, that you may have it. There was no tricks or anything like that involved, and that you were welcome to have the holocron on the way out.
Oh, I thought we'd agreed to open it together was the only reason.
Yeah.
You,
Absolutely. But you are welcome. You're going to leave it with her, open it together, so on and so forth. But you're welcome to have it. There's no tricks or anything like that involved. You made that decision as like a negotiation. So, but is it one of those things where your character would immediately rush towards the holocron, or would you want to spend a little bit of time getting comfortable with being?
Mentally, Varian's not capable of dealing with the holocron right now because he's 1 straight away from passing out. Varian needs to talk to his friends and figure out the plan from here and rest up.
Gotcha. Well, that's the whole idea, is that because he's currently in this state where he's literally like his world, his view of the light and dark side of the force, how it is he's able to manipulate them, so on and so forth. All that stuff is completely changed. Like his perspective of the force has changed. Before, he's always felt as though he's believed that there must be some idea of balance, some idea of balance, I guess, between the two that can be had, instead of having both sides constantly tugging and pulling at each other, always kind of like anger feud that was happening within him from what his teachings were and what he's seen and so on and so forth. But somehow the Night Sisters have taught him that this isn't exactly what he was looking for. This isn't exactly what he believes to be true through what he understands from the teachings of Revan, but it's a lot frigging closer than where he was beforehand. He's now able to see the force again without this like almost warlike tugging at him from the inside. Wade, I imagine Varen actually would not immediately go see his allies. I imagine he would spend a considerable amount of time in meditation, probably like a good day and a half or so in meditation, regaining his strength physically and mentally and so on and so forth, and kind of coming to
I think he would at least
rest.
contact them first because he did just talk to the lady and she saw in the kind of shape he was in. I think he would be cognizant of the fact that if he was just MIA for like a day or two, they would probably come looking for him and get themselves into trouble, which would be a further interruption. So I think he would at least reach out and be like, I'm fine. The trial is done, but I can't come back yet.
how long
You'd
has
at
it
least
been
reach out
since,
and say something like
since Bato's seen you? It's been like 3 days, right?
that.
Because I initially left you on the beach. or in
I
the
don't know how
pond.
much time has passed because I also passed out for a while. I don't know how much time passed while I was passed out.
Right.
So since you left him, Bato, for his like little trip and everything,
Right.
that's only been a ton of hours, not even a full
oh,
day.
what?
Since
I thought we'd been here for like days.
Oh wait,
already.
yeah, because you guys originally traveled together and then spent the night together and then traveled a bit more together and then finally got separated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we did a couple of things before
Yeah,
we
yeah.
even
Things
got
went
here.
relatively fast until I passed out, though. It was like we however long we were following the monkey dude around. We got to the altar.
Which was
We
a
got
couple of
split up
hours.
when I got to the altar. Yeah. So however long we've been split since the altar.
But at the point where right now where he's saying, "Hey, Guru, I'd love to spend some more time with you," you know, alming on the mountaintop. I gotta make a quick cell call. Yeah, all right. This at this point in time, it's been at most, Pat, a full 2 days of being on here. And that's because, again, you spent almost like a day, you spent a day and change with him before you guys even got separated.
So it's
So-
been 2 days since I've seen him, or
Nope. Less than a day since you've seen him, about full 2 days since you landed on the planet.
because I thought we were supposed to get here days before they got here.
Yeah, but again, this trip is so the short version is on the back roads is where they were able to make up the extra time. You guys are on hyperspace lanes, and remember how you're supposed to get to there to
Oh yeah, my
Mandalore, getting
success.
to Mandalore would have
6
beaten them by
days
a
ahead
lot.
of them. But Mandalore was all back roads. It was all like uncharted, no hyperspace lanes. That's where you were going to be like way ahead of them. But because you more or less pulled off an exit on the highway, it was less of a
didn't.
jump. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so Pat, it's been 2 days since you've been there. Wade, you're going to reach out to them. So you're going to tell them more or less like, I wish to use this holocron. I wish to meditate more, but
I'll just
Give it
we
a
can RP it. I'll reach out so this way at least Pat can participate today.
It's okay. I'm used to it now.
one session.
Welcome to the club.
I'm joining the messy club.
Lady, Pride, Otto. Can you read me?
it's one of those things where because his helmet is not meant for super long range, it should not be able to come in very easily. But obviously, Rena is on the ship. Ships can do whole planet range, right? And Rena can keep like a locked on link and so on and so forth. He's already communicated with her once before. She obviously would have like left like an open scan specifically looking for his like signal. So typically speaking, you're not going to be able to reach super far without the establishment happening the other way. But she like left a link open, something that this is precedence for the future if you guys want to do it. So yes, your ship, Rena, is able to pick up this thing, and you can easily ping this forward, almost like message forwarding, like a group call, over to Bato if he happens to be in his own ship or helmet.
Can we make this a 4-way?
I would be, for $6.99.
Cool.
Wouldn't I already kind of know where to ping for his location since I was literally there?
Well, I don't know where I'm at for the actual drinking of it.
Right.
Are we at the temple? We were where did this take place? Did it take place at the temple we never actually got to?
Nope, you're currently still at the
The altar?
yeah.
Okay.
which was near the lake, right?
Yeah, you were. Yeah, it's close to where you were.
Yeah.
Because
So, I mean,
you at
if-
the lake, you saw me fling the big dude over.
If
there,
anything,
so-
I would know coordinates for that at least, right? Base,
You'd have an
like
idea,
very
yeah.
rough coordinates of just the lake.
No, yeah.
So I imagine Batsa would just probably have a comm link open for you if you were to ever reach out.
Whichever way it
Scott,
works.
do better. You're failing
ahead.
us all over the place right now.
How? Oh,
You're lacking
you reach
understanding of
out
the
saying-
force, not reaching
Either
out
way,
and getting
either way.
the thing
So,
set up.
Wade, say your thing.
You say that you're the
It sucks I
trial
can't
is
play
done?
music anymore, but
The trial's complete. Physically, I'm not completely okay, but I will be. I can't come back just yet. I need some time up here. There's a holocron. Otto, I know you know what that means.
What is the holocron doing way out here?
The Night Sisters have it. We're going to open it and find out what knowledge it contains together. And I'll be back after that.
We've opened one in the past, right? This is not RP.
Varen did. He spent a very long time locked away on a ship while you and Crosser were doing stuff, and he was just
Right,
kept trying to
but
open it for
did
like
I-
months.
Did Cross and I witness that of it
You
opening?
didn't witness it, but Varen told you.
You
about
told
it,
us
I'm
about
sure.
it. Okay. Is this the same holocron you came across in our past, or is this some kind
One's
of
different.
new?
I believe. Without opening it, I won't know.
Understood. I'll be lying in wait if you require my services.
This planet is dangerous and unpredictable. The dark side is very strong here. If you venture out, be very careful.
I am content on the ship. I do not know of Pride and Lady's situation. Because this is the first I've heard of him, right? Like actually landing. Because I don't think we've had communication.
I think I communicated
Yeah.
with you once.
yep,
Did
she
you?
did.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
talked one time.
Yeah, just to let you know we were here. You were like,
I do remember that.
Varen's
I do
not
remember
with
that.
me. Yeah,
Gotcha,
where I was
gotcha.
They were like
"Oh, okay."
hovering over. They found your ship, I think, and were hovering over.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I would just leave it that I don't know your guys' situation because I
Um.
don't.
Yeah. She'll just respond. We're fine over here.
Meanwhile,
Oh.
Pride's like, oh, in the other room.
Just have his comm disconnected.
Shut the green man up.
If you
Doctor's wearing
require
headphones. Oh, sorry.
if you require my assistance, please let me know. Though you
Was that
shouldn't
to me or to
be
Bato?
to you, communicating to you. Though
Mine
you
was
shouldn't
to
be
both of you guys. So, but,
out there for much longer in your current condition.
Hopefully this won't take long. I've opened one of these before now, and with the aid of someone else who understands the Force, I imagine this will be faster. Hopefully, at least.
before you go, I am curious. What of the warrior?
That I don't know.
He's been on my mind as of recently. Reminds me of home.
I'll tell you all everything when I get back.
You'll hear Bato do the double click as a confirmation.
Baron will probably just disconnect at that point.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So you guys obviously are able to kind of like touch bases on that one. So one of the things that she one of the things that you're gonna do, Wade, is again, like I said, like about a day and a half will pass of you
Okay,
just
so does that mean I'll heal up a wound and some strain?
yeah, your strain goes away entirely. Okay, 100% goes away. You're going to be able to kind of recollect all of that missing
Okay.
energy, which is nice. But on top of that, you're also going to and then what do you heal by way of wounds? How many wound points do you have on?
I think it's just one per night. I have 6 on me.
Oh, so
I
you have
heal
6
one per night. Unless the Night Sisters, unless I can RP with them to see if they would help heal me up.
Absolutely, you're more than welcome to participate in that. Go ahead. So to be clear, what it's going to be like is your character is going to enter into a meditative state. Now, you as a Jedi, Sith, so on and so forth, you guys do, Jedis do a lot of like sitting there, contemplating meditation. It has that like full Lotus style kind of meditation happening, right? Sith, it doesn't work quite like that. They do meditate as well. Their posture tends to be very different. Their
They
tone to it.
seethe in KOTOR.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a seething, it's that kind of a thing that happens. It's like a lot of different emotion involved. Obviously, there is emotion as opposed to no emotion, whatnot involved.
They just
The
put
Night
on
Sisters-
Slayer and just go crazy.
The Night Sisters are different. They're actually more of Pantera. You know what I mean? They're a little old school.
Oh,
So,
classic, man.
Yeah, there you go. So anyways, the Night Sisters are a little different. What they actually do is they gather in circles and they chant. And they actually do like a ritualistic chants together. So as opposed to being an individualistic thing like Jedi and Sith tend to do, it's actually a group effort that they do together. Night Sisters are one of those things that you learn pretty quickly on your time with them. Now that you're actually spending time with them, that's not in a negative or combative way. They while sure individually they are capable, the Night Sisters' power truly is in their numbers. Like sure. 2 Sith is more powerful than 1. We can all understand that, right? But 2 Night Sisters is more powerful than 2 individual Night Sisters. It's almost like their power is there's like an ad hoc additional power load that comes together when they join up as like what's the word I'm looking for? Like a synergistic boost. When they're together. So the group of sisters kind of like meditating together, it kind of enhances each individual's ability. And that's something that you're able to notice while you're there. So that's how they do their meditation. Now, is your character going to try to participate inside their meditative weight, their chanting, or do you stick with what you know and kind of trying to find your own comfort within this new perspective of the Force from your own understanding?
I'll probably RP with the leader like I was. And it would honestly depend on how that goes because he wouldn't inject himself into whatever they're doing, but if they invited him to participate, he would try it and like he'd want to see because he wants to learn and experience as much about the Force as possible. So if they have a different way of doing things, he would be willing to participate.
Sure.
So yeah, I guess that would depend on the conversation.
Well, you're trying to like they're almost trying to like get involved in what it is that they're doing. It's one of those things where immediately when you try to kind of like approach or you show like that interest or whatever it is, or even inquire about it, we'll bring to RT in 1 second. You get RP in 1 second. You can notice that immediately there's almost like a rubbing from them, like a ribbing, I should say, from them. Like there's almost an immediately pushback. Like they don't want you involved in this sort of a situation, right? So one of the Night Sisters says, our rituals are not meant for you. You are happy that you should be happy that our one sister has allowed you to understand the things that you have so far. But there is much about the Night Sisters that cannot be shared with you. And again, it's like as you almost try to like take that one additional step further into their teachings, you can see like the group of them, not the one lead sister that you seem to be having this understanding with, who's not around in this in particular moment, right? Because she's more important. She's taking care of other stuff. The other ones seem to almost like push back. I don't know if your character would try to RP or push a counterpoint at all.
Varen around the Night Sisters is not wearing his mask.
Mhm.
So he's not going to be using the voice modulator. He only put that on to make the call. I did not mean to offend. I only wish to understand as much of the Force as possible, and I was not going to just jump into your meditation or ritual, whatever it is you're doing. I can step away or get further if that's what you prefer. My knowledge is only of the Force. My quest is only knowledge of the Force.
So, as you're like saying this, trying to be, understanding and being kind to them, because you're not actually trying to push the point at all. They allow it to be. They don't invite you into their actual ritual, but it doesn't cause that your respect to them is noted. You know what I mean? Like you can
Sure.
see that immediately kind of like dissuades, it diffuses any like rising concerns or anger.
The sister that he was talking to that he's going to be working on the holocron with, can he find her whenever the ritual's done or before the ritual?
Yeah, this would be after your time of meditation, understanding it, and so on and so forth. So one of the things that you also notice during this like day and a half of meditation or whatever that you do is that the sisters, as I said beforehand, they also do this like meditative state of like ritualistic chanting to one another in like a circle, so on and so forth. Very much coming off as like coven witch-esque. Yay, it's October. So that kind of thing. But one of the things that you also notice is that they don't just they don't just train in their understanding of the Force through meditation, through prayer, and et cetera, et cetera. They also, similar to how the Sith do, your own upbringing, they also train in an understanding of how to fight. Physical superiority is important to them as well. This is why whenever you see the Night Sisters, they always seem to be in incredible athletic builds, right? It's not just like they're genetically that way. No, they put in a lot of damn effort to make sure that they are always tip-top shape so they can handle themselves. And one of the important things that you note is that when they do fight, when they do these different battles, is it always seems like they enter these battles maybe with a blade on hand or a bow slung over the shoulder, like bow and arrow bow slung over the shoulder, but sometimes with nothing in hand. And they always seem to have a weapon available. They literally have the ability to summon things to hand as needed, including in the middle of a fight. They could actually be engaging with one another. A weapon's been dropped from their hands, and they could summon a new one into their hands and continue fighting with this. As the kind of like battle and whatnot goes on, as you're hearing about like their different conversations, one of the words that you pick up often from is something called Iker. It's what it seems to they refer to their magical manipulation or creation of physical objects. It's something that they refer to as Iker. Either way, you're kind of like witnessing this going on and watching how they are capable warriors. Now, Wade, let's be honest. If Varen fought any one or two of them, he'd probably win. But fighting like, say, 5 or 6 of them at once, again, you can feel how just their presence with one another, or when they work together in union, you can feel the force around you has like a well to it. It gets thicker over to where they group up and they're working together. So that would be a deadly, deadly, deadly scenario for you, right? Cool. Moving on. After this day and a half of training with them, and finally like getting yourself put together, or at the tail end of it, one of the sisters would actually come up to you and ask you like your body, it heals slow. You have not learned how to use the Force to heal yourself, have you?
No. Most of my training was in causing damage, not repairing it.
There is much the dark side of there is much that the Force can teach you, much that the magics have to offer. what you call the dark side, what you see as being a destructive force, can do so much more as well. The force can always link to life, give life, as well as take it away. And she'll kind of go up to you and she'll do a little bit of ritual, a little bit of a ritual where she literally heals your wounds, taking a small portion of those wounds onto herself. So she actually hurts herself a small bit by healing you. But from
Is
what
that
you unders-
noticeable? Can I tell she hurt herself doing it?
Yes. How many wound points did you still have on you?
6 and a crit.
Ooh, the crit's a big thing.
It's a big crit.
Yeah, I don't know if I can if they're gonna be able to heal that one. Let me look at your character sheet real quick.
It's a 3 difficulty.
Yeah, I gotta look at what it is. I think
Horrific
it's like it hurts-
injury. I think
Yeah.
we're treating it as like he's got some broken ribs or something because it lowers his
That's right,
brawn.
brawn. Yeah. I remember that now. Absolutely. Okay, cool. So, yeah, what they're gonna do is character might instead heal a number of wounds. Let me do this. I have to roll check. I didn't realize that you had that. NPC rolls.
Yeah, I think you had like a plus 30 and we rolled an 87 or something. Or you had a plus 20 and we rolled, I don't know. I think we rolled an 87. I ended up with 107, I think was the roll.
And I'm going to go ahead and roll this. All right. The difficulty is what, sir?
It's 3 for the crit. The wounds would not be as hard because it's less than half my threshold. I don't remember what the roll is for that, but because it's less than half the threshold, I know the wounds are easier. But the crit would be 3 purples.
Okay, so I have to roll against 3 purple, and I have to do that. Okay, I'm gonna roll it right now for you. Do you want to use? Do you want to use flip a point to?
Is this for
aid
the
this roll?
crit?
Yes.
Then yeah, I'd use a light side.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe use that
I
stuff
will
for the
bloop
crit.
it because I'm using NPC, so it automatically goes to that for you.
I don't
Alright.
know what their skill is, but if it's decent enough, you can use it to take away a purple because the purples have been pretty brutal to us the last couple sessions.
So you want to remove purple? Okay, cool. So I'll apply a downgrade to that side, and I'm gonna roll it right now for you, sir. Medicine check.
What is the force dice doing for that?
She needed to roll dark side dice to be able to utilize the force ability to do it, and she needed to have a success.
Okay, so she did absolutely nothing. You know nothing about the force. Watch this.
Knows
No,
nothing
no.
about the force.
She still heals you. She still heals you. She just doesn't remove the crit. So you as you said, you witness as she takes wound unto herself to heal your actual wounds, right? You can see that she suffers to heal your wounds. You were about to RP against that.
This healing, it hurts you in the process.
She says, yes, but do not worry about me. I will recover. I will recover quickly.
I feel less hurt, but I'm kind of like clutch at his like ribs and sternum area. I don't feel as though it did as much internally.
Your wounds, they are deep down and now set and old. The Force can repair it, but it would take more time. It would take more time indeed. Truly, what you need is relaxation. You need to allow your bones to mend somewhat on their own, and you need to work them. You sit and you meditate for long periods of time. That is not how you heal an injury. You must stretch it. You must work it.
Okay, 1950s dad. I'll just go put some elbow grease on it.
Walk it off, you little...
Yeah. Let's go walk it off.
I got shot. Walk it off.
When
Fine.
when you train, when you fight, your ability to produce weapons out of nothing, the fact that a group of you is worth more than the sum of your parts, that understanding of the Force, the magics, is incredible to witness. I've never seen anything quite like it.
I will not go any more into this, but
I don't
will
need you
s-
to.
she nods. She says, Iker. Iker is the power of the Night Sisters. To master Iker is to learn to truly understand the Force and to call it within you, to give yourself more of its power. It is something that you are likely capable of learning if it wasn't for the fact that teachings do not allow you to learn such things. We're Night Sisters for a reason. You do not fit the mold.
He'll just nod at that, seemingly understanding.
After your day and a half or whatever, like I said, off the like done, finally the other one will come down, and she'll see that you're moving about much more easily. Of course, it's a bit of a gingerness to you, but your wounds are visibly healed, etc., etc.
How much?
Oh, gone.
All the wounds?
All the wounds. And so she will actually come up to you and say, Varen, you seem to be you seem to have recovered rapidly.
With thanks to one of the sisters, yes. I think there's still some internal damage, but even that I feel less now than I did.
Consider it like this. You have to pay a price to learn the gift. This is always the way. This is your price, and you will mend with time.
I would pay that and more. I thank you
Um,
for everything you've done so far.
She says, much has been given to you, and it's time that you return the favor.
He'll nod, whether she's talking about the holocron or something else.
Nope. You're gonna have to head up to the temple with her. So she's going to lead you up to the temple area. So you can kind of like go up and check out the place. This place you had already seen it before, and it was already described before, and with what you could see with a bit of a vision, what was looked over when you saw it with the scanning and everything that you had seen. So it's a large and I'm going to say beautiful temple, but it is overrun by nature on the inside and out. The Night Sisters very much embrace nature, and so there's an openness to this. It's not like this big giant doors that seal it up and lock it off and whatnot. The doorways, while sure they do have the ability to be shut, are left open. You know what I mean? The windows don't even have like the higher up windows don't even have a means of shutting them. They likely are perfectly fine with winds and rain and whatnot coming into the place as needed, as like storms or whatever happen to blow through the area. Either way, when you go up to the temple itself, inside of it, it's rather bare. It's not like it's like this incredibly furnished, castle or church temple, whatever it is. It is very, very bare on the inside. There's inscriptions and markings and whatnot that happen to exist inside of most of the rooms, which are again large, open, high walls, so on and so forth. Those markings here and there and about markings that unfortunately you can't read because you don't know the Night Sisters language. This is something I think we went over forever ago with the old campaign when you saw like markings on the walls. You don't fully understand them, but you are able to go into like some of the deeper areas into the place where there are a few rooms that do actually have some furnishings, whether it be meditation pads or like a chamber that's meant for them to practice fighting one another ritualistically, whatever it might be. You actually go into a chamber that has cabinets inside of it, or different furnishings with storage inside of it. So you go into that such a place where she goes over to the one that you had seen that vision before, and she pulls the thing open. And this is this moment where you're like almost bated breath, where she reaches in and she actually produces, and you can see it finally for the first time. And how long has it been since you saw a new one? A holocron sitting there, waiting for you. You say?
I've only ever uncovered one of these in my time, and it took a very long time to unlock. I imagine if we can work together, we can open it much faster.
She nods and says, I am very curious what it is that's inside of here. I'm curious what can be taught what can be found. Much has been said about holocrons before. I've heard of these things, but have never been able to open one myself. What is the trick?
I believe the trick always depends on those that make them. I've only, like I said, unlocked one. The one that I unlocked, I know it was Mike that was DMing then, but I think it was mostly just information. It was some like logs from Revan basically talking. And it was basically like a map of where to go, kind of. There wasn't like a whole, it wasn't like I got a force power or anything out of it. It was just some knowledge of where to go next, I think, right?
Yep, holocrons can do several different things, but yeah. Like some holocrons can legit add to a stat point. Like, but those
I
are
don't
extremely
know.
rare.
Yeah, I don't know if Farron knows all the different things they can do. I think he has more knowledge of just the one he did unlock.
Mhm.
From my understanding, anything could be within information, knowledge of the Force, maps. It's a lockbox of whatever secret the creator wanted to put in there. And how to unlock it just depends on the lock they put on.
I'm curious to find out how this one is opened. Come, we have a chamber that we will be able to sit in and meditate. To find such things, I imagine this is meant to be more standard, the way that you typically use it. If you cannot get it open, I will show you my methods, and we will see what we do. So anyways, what you're going to do, Aid, for this scenario is you're going to go into the other chamber. And so it's been another day and a half, like I said. So in total, Pat's been on the ship for, again, on this planet for about just over 3 days, about 3.5 days at this point, you know? So you go walking in. So Messi's characters get a little bit longer before his recovery is done. You're going to go in there, and this is going to be spending, I mean, unless you blow it out of the water with a triumph or something, it's going to take over a day of meditation to even attempt this first try. And that's just because you have to figure out how this even works. So, and she's not going to be able to offer you a blue die or anything like that because unfortunately she's never opened a holocron. She doesn't understand it yet, and you're the one attempting it first. So to open a holocron, a standard holocron is going to be what is it? 3 purple die lore check. So
We did discipline before, so we're changing it. Okay.
I mean, if you look at the rules mechanically, it's lore.
Okay.
So as a 3 purple die lore check is how it's classically done. Now, because of the fact that you were able to complete the ritual, you didn't just like murder them and take the holocron and run away. You actually get a boon to this. You get an upgrade automatically to your roll because you've actually completed the Night Sisters challenge and just drank the life water and did the meditation afterwards. So you automatically have an upgrade on your side.
Nice.
So that is going to be added to your roll.
This is a prolonged check, so I'm going to ask you, can I burn a strain to upgrade again?
This is because the long action you can't. That has to be like an immediate thing. Yeah.
Okay. Do I burn our last light side on this, guys? What do you think?
Up to you. It's a prolonged action, right? I mean, you're gonna have to.
I think I
make
can still
multi-
use light side on that though, right? Because a destiny point's different than like a talent.
So with your free
Right.
upgrade, what do you roll? You have 3 purple, and what are you rolling with?
If it's a lore check, 2 yellow.
2 yellow versus 3 purple is solid. That's pretty even.
Yeah. All right, we'll just try it. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Before you roll, I'm gonna go ahead and dark side this, and I'm going to upgrade the difficulty. So you are going against 2 purple and a red die.
I wasn't allowed to light side, but you can dark side. That's not fun.
You of course were allowed to light side. You chose not to.
I just
You didn't
asked.
give him a choice.
Yeah. I said you absolutely. Well, you said
You
should I light
talked
side
him out
this?
of it and then
Yes.
used the dark side. It was good.
Of course, you could have used the light side, but I said it's even Stevens. You don't necessarily need to.
Chad, I think we all just saw what happened there.
Yeah, we use car salesman. Let me look. Oh, you.
Fuck you. I
motherfucker.
succeeded.
Yes, you did.
Am I taking that as strain?
No, give me 1 second. Strain for this would be boring. Okay. So I'm gonna take that. So you are so not strain. It takes you about a day of meditation, of focusing on this thing. And eventually, oh, actually, I needed you to do one more thing. This was not a part of your role. This is not your fault. I needed you to add your force die to this. In which case, would you be using the light side or the dark side to the force?
It'd be light, so it'd be 3 light.
So it'd be 3 light side, and you have 4 dark side there.
Mhm.
So you weren't giving into the dark side with the teachings of the Night Sisters.
No, Varen had made that one roll to resist it, so I think he's sticking light side right now. I'm all
Molly. Anyways, so you would sticking with the light side at least for now, right? So as you're opening this thing, one of the things that you realize, and this is actually super, super, super important to see if your success actually matters. Your use of the pool had to be relatively balanced, and it's off by 1, so you're good. So you actually are able to open this thing up because you're not just using just the light side of the force to do this. One of the things that you realize as you're going into it, as you're working on this, is you have to actually manipulate the force utilizing both the light side and the dark side of the force. There's almost like a bit of like an ebb and flow that happens between you and the holocron. It's just slowly working on this thing and trying to open it up and unlock it and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Eventually, when the thing is finally opened and unlocked, you can see that inside of it, there is Rena has a holocron.
Fancy.
Lady's been holding out on us.
Wouldn't even need to come here, Scott.
Rena has a holocron, a dark side holo. I want a holocron. Can I have a holocron?
Didn't you guys? Varen doesn't know this, but didn't you guys have a holocron on your ship or something?
And like a bad holocron.
No.
Can I have a holocron,
so that
please?
he found, but stashed away on another ship that he got captured on. That happened in our session 0.
If he knows what a holocron is, he'd be able to be like, "Hey, I've seen one of those," but he'd have to.
Right now, he's high off his mind.
He would probably recognize it if he saw it. But yeah.
If they let Varen take it, he probably will. But depends if they
You
let him
want to
take
hear
it. or
it? It's quite loud.
Go ahead.
not. Yes.
Do it.
Okay.
That wasn't loud at all.
No.
Yeah,
No.
you closer to the mic.
I got a little bit louder.
Kinda cool.
Oh, DCM Ed.
Do you know who I am?
Phil.
Oh.
You're Phil.
Phil from accounting.
That was Bradley.
Killed each other, victims of their own greed. But from the ashes of destruction, I was the last survivor. I chose to pass my knowledge on to only one.
Who is that?
Created a legacy so
Somebody.
Naga Sado, Tulok,
Somebody's saying Darth Bane.
Bane.
Yeah, Bane was the one
Darth
that
Bane.
created the rule of 2. That was a long ass. Well, after
Darth
where
Bane.
you are, but a long ass time ago. Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
long
I
ass
don't
time
have-
from now.
I don't
Yeah.
have my other kyber crystals right now, but there are other like Sith lords that like. will
Damn,
speak.
lady, you and Varen need to hang out more often.
It's really cool. And then I have the light side one too. And
Where's
then
light
we
side
put
one?
them together?
Yeah,
Huh?
you can put them together.
Well, you like stack them on top of each other, and then they turn like purple. It's really cool.
Oh,
It's
that's
really
cool. I want them.
Yeah, they're
Good to
awesome.
want.
I was gonna say it's like really easy to open. You just like you just like twist it and then open. Done. There you go, Varen.
Brittany asked me what I want for my anniversary, and I'm like, oh, I don't need anything. I'm good. You know, of course, I got her a gift or whatever.
By the
but,
way, I
I'm good.
want a
Now want something.
holocron.
Yeah, now I want something.
Very Sorry.
Hey, Cryptic, do you want to buy me a holocron? I'll be your sugar mama too. Without the sugar, just lots of mama. Whole lot of mama. Let's keep going.
Probably isn't even there.
No, he's
So
literally
do I
just in
need
chat.
to burn a strain and flip a destiny pool to do the dark side here?
No.
Okay.
Nope, you're good. You needed to roll relatively even, which you did. I'm sure you could
3 and
order them on
4.
like Amazon or something, or with Disney.com. Either way, so you where were we? So you open this thing up, and as soon as it opens up, you can feel there's similar to beforehand. You can feel inside there's like a wealth of knowledge that happens to that is inside there that almost speaks to you through the force. It's Revan. Revan's voice, Revan's visage seems to appear before you, but this isn't like a holographic image that opens up before you. It's like thoughts. It's like an understanding that opens up to you, to Varen, that's inside of it. Now, because of the way the holocrons work, they actually do become a bit of like a knowledge. It's not necessarily just a pre-recorded message. It's actually almost like a basic level VI, like a little bit of back and forth can be had. There's a bit of an understanding that way. So going into it that way so you understand it, it opens up with, mind you, I don't have the voice modulator thing you have, so not as cool as you. But I can't sound like. So he says,
Sup, Varen? It's your boy, Revan.
So what he says is, I see that I have been understood. My path has been followed. A disciple has come to treat with and understands the Night Sisters. This is good, as simply laying them to waste would add to the power of the dark side, while also taking from the light. You must be seeking balance. You must be seeking to understand the ebb and the flow of what the Force has to offer, understanding the lies that the Sith teach you to keep you in line, and the lies that the Jedi preach to keep you a servant. You come to understand the deepest parts of the Force. I can teach these to you, but only a small understanding. You'll have to continue to find more pieces. You have to continue to understand even more of what the Force has to offer. With this, you actually feel, do you have experience points available to you?
No.
You have 0 available? You actually feel a bit of knowledge in the Force literally starts trying to come to you
You get 5 experience points.
Sorry, I was like, what did he say? To reach into your mind to actually give to you a degree of knowledge. Literally trying to teach you a new Force tree, a Force power tree. Unfortunately,
What?
it's one of those things where, because you don't have an experience available, you actually would need to keep the holocron on you. It's one of those things that's trying to untangle itself in your mind, but you
I get a free force power that I have to spend my own experience on. That's great.
you actually gain access to a Force power you otherwise didn't have access to, and you get it at half cost.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Which
dope.
power?
Good question.
I'll DM
Cool.
you about it this week.
It's actually
Yeah.
it's actually ebb and flow.
I'm shocked after all the talk of ebb and flow.
It starts to untangle itself in your minds, not to the point where you could fully access or manipulate this power, but you start to have an understanding of what it is, how it works, and why it is that you had to manipulate both sides of the Force, and why it is that it was left here with the Night Sisters to be here. So anyways, there's this immediate like kind of basic understanding of what it is that this holocron has to offer to you.
Oh
But-
boy, I did get 5 free experience points, Pat.
Did you?
It's cost 10. I get it for half off.
Paul,
yeah.
you.
But
So we only got 4 experience points for this session.
the important thing is that you actually are able to have access to it where otherwise you would not have been able to. But anyways, so it continues with knowledge coming to you again about the Force, about the teachings and whatnot that you were kind of like seeking beforehand. One of the things that you notice is it's like an imagery that comes to you about the Force itself. How there is literally this understanding that the Force is not just this big, powerful light with this underside dark belly, or this big evil dark beast trying to burst its way through the light top, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? It's actually a literally is these two power dynamics that are constantly flowing back and forth. It's this understanding that the Force itself, yes, it lives in all creatures, it lives through all creatures, it manipulates them, so on and so forth, but it's not just meant to be seen from one side. if you actually, almost like the ocean, give yourself into it, you can feel the ebb and flow of the ocean, and you can see kind of like a deeper understanding of what the force is trying to do, how it's trying to manipulate the world around it, so on and so forth. So this is kind of like the deeper understanding it's giving to Varen. It allows him to, as he understands ebb and flow, he's also able to open his mind up a bit more when he uses his sensibility, so he can see, kind of like understanding both sides of the force. When he reaches out with things like his force move, he's able to once again kind of like have the power on hand to move things through the force a bit more easily, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? It's this like deeper understanding of it. So the important thing is, as this initial knowledge kind of comes to Varen, also realizes that there's like almost like an opening there, a connection to Revan that he didn't have available to him before last time he opened up a holocron, which just kind of gave him maps and locations, et cetera, et cetera. He actually has this almost like an open link that's there. Wade, I'm going to throw it to you for RP.
I have opened it. I've seen the message Revan left, and knowledge of power. I would need more time to fully understand. But I've now seen it.
Do you say anything to the holocron itself?
Oh, if I think that I could, yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
what
guess yeah,
saying.
normally you can.
My precious.
Revan, I have spent my life following in your footsteps. The Sith, as you said, held much back. I do not understand the teachings of the Jedi. But I've tried to maintain balance. I need to know where to go next. I want to keep following to understand.
This is not meant to be a link step forward. This is a deep understanding, a teaching of how it is that you can see, how it is that you can view the Force itself. With this understanding, you will know what you need to do next.
Though I know this is not fully you. To be in your presence. To learn from you. It's everything.
He doesn't respond to that. That's like again, you're like proffering yourself or prostrating yourself in front of him. But it's just like a lingering bit. He even as a Sith, he would just kind of like tower over that kind of moments, as opposed to like, yes, more say things. How are my nails? Like
How are my nails?
compliment me. I'm beautiful. Arena, you look great. She's like, thanks. I did not want that. I'm actually getting the polish remover. Oh,
Look what you did. Look what you did.
I don't know if he would know what else to say right now. I think there's a lot of things he would want to. But I think he's also still kind of fanboying a bit and being in Revan's even holocron presence.
Mhm.
And as young as he is, I'm not sure he would think his way out of it, at least at the moment.
Okay, so an important thing to note is that holocrons have the ability, like they have power storage inside them that allows them to last for millennia and millennia and millennia without juicing out or anything like that, right? But to actually open them and to utilize the power that's within, that takes a significant amount of the stored power to make them work, right? These aren't meant to be used infinitely, but they are meant to be used many times over. So you are able to open this again and use it again. This kind of like back and forth communication that's almost like built in VI versus just stored knowledge is going to be something that's a bit more draining, but definitely again could be used multiple times, to be clear. That being said, do you intend to leave with this, or do you intend to stay and try to help her out in understanding it?
He would try to help her understand it, but he would want to keep it when it's all said and done.
So you complete the thing, you speak to it, so on and so forth, and she watches your interaction. And then you say to her the line that you had said beforehand, like, I had opened it, so on and so forth. And then she looks to you and she says, I see that it has opened. I see the bits that have twisted, and it seems to have opened, but I saw nothing happen. Why is it that nothing's happened?
Perhaps because you weren't the one who unlocked it.
And how is it that it's unlocked? I've used it. She actually will kind of like use her Night Sister magics, kind of like waves her hand, and the thing kind of like floats up in the air. But unlike when a Force user, typically like a Jedi or a Sith, uses the Force, it doesn't just like float up normally. It has like a bit of a glow to it, almost like a little bit of greenish glow that's around it. As you can like see magical energies manipulating it. And it kind of like floats up in the air and spins around a few times. And much like if you were using, like, imagine like almost like a Rubik's Cube being like, she starts like flicking and twisting the different bits of whatever on it, like a bop it. Is that what those things are called? Pop it, whack
Pull
it,
Twist
pull-
it.
twist it, lick
Bop,
it.
bop, bop, bop,
You know,
bop.
whatever, however that thing works. So, so she starts manipulating the different things, kind of like moving her hand back and forth a little bit, so you see it's going. And she says, "I have moved this thing many different combination of times. I've manipulated it many different times, and it has never been able to open for me beforehand. It looks like you've barely moved anything, and yet it is open for you. I understand that it took you a day's time to figure this out, but why is it that I can move it so many times in the same exact way? It does not open when it opens for you." And she eventually kind of gets it to stop and sits, properly upright in the air.
As it is not currently possible for me to understand Iker and your use of the Force, perhaps you all don't currently understand the way Revan used the Force. It did not take physical manipulation, nor pure light or pure dark. It took something else. I'm not sure I can teach that, at least not overnight. I'm still trying to figure it all out myself. But there's a different path than you or I have fully walked. And by trying to understand that, I believe is the only way to understand what Revan wanted to leave behind.
I understand that you intend to leave. You intend to leave Dathomir. This is not your home and not where you belong. We had made a deal. You'd teach me to open this, but now you say this is going to take a considerable amount of time. How long?
If I was a student of you, how long would it take me to understand your ways? Because the answer might be the same for me to show you mine.
Depends on how easily you can open your minds and learn new and deep things.
Exactly.
I am a quick learner.
There's
And-
not much space.
I don't
But-
understand this, she says, speaking over you. You were Sith born, Sith trained from a young age. Are you not?
I was.
Then how is it you've come to understand utilizing the light side of the Force?
I don't know. After I betrayed my Sith master and the group I was with, I felt as if the entire Force had been stripped from me, and I had to rebuild it, my connection. But I refused to rebuild it in the same way. And though I can sometimes still fall back, the way I view the Force, the way I see the Force flowing is different now. My friends, I did not feel a connection to anyone when I was with the Sith. But now, my outlook has changed. And with it, the way I've seen things, the way I use the Force, view the Force has changed. I've never been trained in the light. My understanding of it is raw, impure. I have felt as if a hand has pushed me in that way, an unseen one. Or maybe it's just the Force itself.
So you've learned to use the Force in this alternative way without ever having been properly trained in it. You just discovered it. How is it you found yourself on this path to chasing down this Revan?
The Sith I was with, their focus was Revan. They were a cult-like faction. We fought as other Sith factions did. It was brutal, painful. But our teaching centered around Sith disciplines, but those brought by Revan and the destruction he wrought as a Sith, or at least when he was with the dark side. Purely dark side. However, a vision, something, a voice spoke to me and led me to doubt my Sith teachings. And once I made the decision to leave, I've not heard from it again. But that was the start of me being on the path I'm on now.
What planet were you on when this happened?
Mandalore.
Mandalore. There is stories of Revan on Mandalore. I may not look it, but I am old. I was around, as I told you beforehand, to meet with Revan once before, to guide him as I have guided you on this visit to Dathomir. I know of the stories of what happened with Darth Revan on Mandalore. Do you think it
Any
was a
knowledge
portion of
you have-
himself? She continues, sorry. Do you think it was a portion of himself that was left behind? This was nothing locked inside of a, and she, kind of like gestures as the thing kind of flips in the air, holocron, but a portion of his own being. How do you put it? We do things so different here on Dathomir than you do outside of it, but you leave behind a bit of your own essence in the Force, an imprint, if you will.
Didn't
That's how these holocrons work, isn't it? You don't simply upload data onto it, much like you would a data pad or some other transference device, and lock it behind a difficult to crack security system and firewall. This is a portion of yourself encrypted into the Force itself, locked away. Is that not what this is?
Is it a knowledge check to see what I know about creating holocrons?
I mean,
She-
you honestly have no idea how holocrons are made.
The
That's
sisters-
a good
figured,
secret, but go
The
ahead.
sisters also has when we arrived, when Varen was there, they called the holocron something different. They didn't call Varen spoke that it was a holocron. They call it something different. I don't remember what they called it. But you used you used a different word for it that the sisters used for it. They found it like a holier object. At least I might be crazy. Chat maybe can back me up on this.
Night Sister holocrons.
Because Varen was like, yeah, the holocron. They didn't know what that word meant. They might have, but Varen was the one that initiated the holocron talk.
Yeah,
Well, they didn't mention it to him. He had a vision of it.
yeah,
Right. But you said holocron. They didn't know what that meant.
yeah. But she's now using his vernacular.
Right.
Yeah. She's just understanding what this is, what this is, as she saw him open it and experience it. So again, she's hundreds of years old, right? So she's not an idiot. So she's inferring. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
All right. Well,
it's been on my mind. I just don't remember what you called it. Is all.
Yep. No, you're good. I don't remember if I used a specific word for it, and if I did, I'm so sorry.
You're good.
But
You
God,
might not have. Sorry.
to respond to her, Varen will say, "I have little knowledge of what goes into creating a holocron, and it feels only by chance I've managed to unlock the secrets of 2 now. What I encountered on Mandalore, I don't know. It was only a voice, and it wasn't one speaking through a helmet or a mask. And Revan, when I've heard him speak and known it's him, the voice has always been through the mask. I do not know the voice that spoke to me on Mandalore, and whether it was Revan or not.
perhaps it wasn't Revan then. Perhaps it was something else manipulating you, pushing you this way. Maybe a trick of your masters. Is that not the teachings of the Sith? To bend near to the point of breaking and to eventually finally reduce you down to being the appropriate servant, build you up with your hatred and anger towards them, to teach you the
No.
power that they have to offer, but keep you in line.
This was different. This did not push me toward the dark side, but away.
Hmm.
My master, when
say
I
as much.
confronted him, the only way I was able to overpower him was his bewilderment at what was happening. I don't believe he knew.
You attempted to kill your master, didn't you?
Not at first. It's been so long now. I do believe he attacked me first, but he wasn't committed to killing me, and that was his downfall. I did not wish to kill my master, just to seek answers.
Hmm. This, to open it, requires an understanding of the light side of the Force, as it's often referred to. Hmm. Revan. No. Varen.
That's me.
This
Okay, that's me.
is something I wish to understand. How to manipulate both sides, as you seem to be learning to do. But I don't think it's something that you can teach. You're but a boy, young, and only beginning to understand. You do not have the skills required to teach such a thing. I think for this I must go on a voyage. I must understand it myself. I'm willing to make one step further in our dealings, if you believe that you'll be able to hold up on your end of the bargain.
We'll just wait for her to continue.
You will bring me to Mandalore, but not make my presence known, not make it announced. I'll begin my journey there as you began yours, seeking out what this voice is and what it has to offer. I will find out how to manipulate this other side as you're suggesting can be done. And at such a time that I complete it, you will show me how to open this holocron. Until then, you're welcome to hold on to it. But if this is some sort of a trick, Varen, I am going to find you. And I'm going to make you keenly aware at how upset I am at the situation of being manipulated.
I can get you to Mandalore.
Hell no, you won't. Not in my ship.
Do you wish for my companions not to know of you coming along? Or just of the people of Mandalore? Or both?
I do not need the Mandalorians knowing about my presence, as that will make my reason for being there difficult. If your people know how to keep their mouths shut, that is perfectly fine. If they are incapable of doing so, then I would keep it to yourself.
If they're incapable of doing so, then you and I would both be in trouble.
Very well. I imagine you intend to leave soon as you've spent some time on Dathomir.
Yes. If you change your mind and you wish to travel with us longer, though I cannot be a teacher, we could explore the Force together. But if this is a voyage you choose to do alone, then whenever you are ready, I will uphold my word.
I have no interest in traveling with you.
He'll nod.
Beyond, Mandalore. Give me that ride. Cool. So, fine. With that kind of like ends everything that needs to be done between you and her, at least at this point in time, right? She wants transportation over to Mandalore. Well, you'll literally just dump her off there. Apparently you're dumping the doctor there too. And eventually you're going to kind of do your own thing. Now here is the big question. Who are you going to tell that she is going to Mandalore? And
all three of them, probably.
okay.
I mean, the ships aren't exactly full of space.
Well,
so she'll have to
the ship
ride
that
on
you're in with Pat is kind of already full. It's just you and Pat. But the ship that you're going into, that Messi and Rena are in, can hold 4 people.
Exactly. So they're going to have to know she's there anyway, and the doctor will too.
Yep, they'll have to know. More or less, what I was asking is, are you going to tell the Mandalorian who grew up on Mandalore and loves Mandalore?
Kind of your best buddy that you're bringing this horribly.
Varen would 100%
creature.
tell Bato because he trusts
Okay.
Bato, and if he tells Bato not to tell anybody, I think he trust that he wouldn't, even his own clan. We'll
Okay.
see if it ends up working out or not, but he will.
That's up to you.
Um,
Ball's in your court.
We can RP it. I mean, if you guys want.
Absolutely, you're gonna have to. So you're gonna
Cool.
literally emerge through the. Oh, I always forget to. I gotta do this. This one. Nope. There you go. Haha. I should get my fog machine because we're on Dathomir. I should have done that because it's our last session on Dathomir. We're about to leave it.
You should
put the
remember to
fog
message me
machine
during the
there.
week too, but you never do the things you're supposed to, Scott.
That's fine. So you're gonna emerge through the fog on Dathomir, like emerge through the fog over to where your your friends are, blah blah blah, and she's not quite with you. It's one of those things where like as you're finishing up your conversation with them, she'll emerge through the fog as well, because you kind of got a heads up, so you can go and explain to them what's happening. The 2 ships are parked a bit away from one another, but obviously the 2 of them have linked up as previously established last session and re-mentioned this session. So Bato could easily like make the trek over to where Rena and Messi are, because that's where the
To save
Very
it,
purple
he'll
people is.
come over and have Bato do that because he wants to go to their ship anyway to see the doctor about his chest.
So you want me to just head over to you?
Head over to their ship.
yeah.
And I imagine this would have been probably talked about. So
He would have contacted you whenever they were leaving and been like, "Hey, let's rendezvous at."
did you tell me just quick RP it? We don't
Yeah.
need to RP it. Would you have told me you're going alone? Would you have told me that you're
He wouldn't have said
going-
anything other than to meet there at the moment.
Okay.
He would wait to be in person to talk about everything else.
That's fair.
Lady's just like, okay, yeah, sounds great. Turns off all comms. runs to the other room, starts slapping Pride in the face. Wake up! Wake up! They're on their way.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Yeah,
Those
I
are
know.
metal hands. That's gonna suck.
I know.
You take 6 points of damage.
Just kick the shit out of me. Yeah.
The crit
She
minus
just
1
drags
intellect
him
for
off
the
the
rest of
bed.
existence.
Just
The only way to fix it, more spice.
listen. They're on their way. I need you to get up. Wake up.
Where did our DM go? Why did he just leave?
That's okay. We
Went
can
to get
RP
his
without
fog
him.
machine.
I will. I mean, we can just go ahead and RP it. So Varen arrives, whatever. Unless he's gonna make me roll to see if I can get back there. But I imagine with a Night Sister, it wouldn't be a hard trek.
I doubt. Yeah, I doubt it. Because
So-
you were here already once before. So
Yeah, that's true. So if you guys are all there, would you guys RP at all before I got there? Because I imagine you beat me there.
the only thing, I mean, I don't know if Pride's actually awake. I don't think so.
peop-
How many days has it been now?
Like
Three.
this is the
This is
next
like
day,
a
I
day and a
think.
half for you guys.
A day and a half for us.
I think
So I assume that he's
For you, it's been like
probably like a
3.5
full
days for
day
us.
since I originally got injected with the sauce.
Yes, I would say it's been at least a full day. Because I just meditated for a full day.
So maybe he's still out. I don't know though. It's up to you.
How many days
Dude,
were you
said
out?
I'd
2
be
or
fucked
3?
up for a few days, so I'm
So it's like
assuming
3
at least,
days?
Yeah, at least 3.
Okay. So by the time we get to Mandalore, you'll be functional, but not yet.
Now, for just, can you humor me, Wade? Can you describe what a Night Sister looks like for chat?
Sure. So Night
As you now
Sisters,
have a
they
companion following you.
typically are very pale. It's like pale white hair. At least I don't know if they all do, but my vision of them is very wearing like cloth type clothing typically. Usually kind of small and agile. They've usually got like black markings, kind of like Darth Maul had like the markings on his face. They kind of have a similar look to that. I can just find an image of one and just post a link. That'd probably be easier.
I
You guys
always
probably
find
know.
them to be hooded, like they're always wearing a hood, kind of a thing.
I just Wikipedia'd Wikipedia.
You Wikipedia to Wikipedia.
Instead of
Interesting.
typing Night Sister Wiki, I typed in Wiki.
Wiki, wiki.
That's weird.
Here y'all go. If you scroll down a little bit, you can get a nice visual of a bunch of Night Sisters wearing red, hanging out together with Mother Talzin there in the front.
Mm-hmm. They
Okay. So are you guys talking anymore before I get there then?
I imagine I would have gotten there around the same time you got there.
Probably wouldn't be too much different. I don't know how much further the temple is from where you were.
That is the Night Sisters that existed thousands of years from where you're currently in the game. To be clear,
I'm sure
In the
they've
world,
changed
I mean.
drastically, just like the whole Star
Forward.
Wars world does.
Yeah, in our
Actually,
world,
they do.
they wore purple.
they do change over the years. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think in the most modern canon, they're like just human, basically. They look like humans. So I don't know if that's
Well, the Night Sisters are a humans that lived on Dathomir so long they've changed slightly, just like other humans throughout the galaxy. And the males are generally Zabrak. Yeah, this thing keeps getting follow you down on me.
All right. Well, Pat gets there a little bit before me. Lady, do you talk to him before I arrive?
We didn't know if
But
we
yeah.
needed to do any rolls to get back, Scott. Are we
No,
ready?
you're fine. It's been back and forth enough. Gotta have your little chatty.
Would you want me to arrive before you, Wade?
I imagine you would. I think you're a little bit closer than I would be from the temple.
That makes
Okay.
sense. Yeah.
Because you guys were a little bit of a trek apart, but I imagine you get there, let's say half an hour before I do or something.
She's just on the ship. So if you calm over, I guess, then she'd open the door.
Yeah, I imagine I'd probably be already on board with you
Okay.
guys at this point.
Notably, Pride is not present. He's in the other room.
Vaza would probably just be hanging out. Just, I don't know.
You wouldn't acknowledge the
Okay,
fact that
cool.
Pride's not
Wouldn't
out there?
acknowledge it. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Not really, no.
Cool.
And
It'll be
the
great when
doctors,
Varen does. I can't wait.
Okay.
All right. Well, if you guys don't really have much conversation, then Varen will pop up.
No.
I can't imagine. I mean, it'd probably be small talk stuff, but RP
Yeah,
was probably
yeah.
wouldn't be. How's the weather? Musky. Oh,
Kind of foggy.
So like the central area is the biggest part of the ship, right? Like where the seating and stuff is.
We should gather in the center of the ship. There's a few things we need to discuss.
It's she just walks right over to it. It's just really small.
I imagine
Yeah.
Bato would already be kind of in a doorway overlooking all of this.
Did I have an image of the ship? This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So center
I
part
kind of know
would
what it
be
looks like.
yeah. I also have the link again for you guys, but I think I pinned it in chat for you. Go ahead.
Like where 5 is.
There's much to discuss. Where's Gil?
He's not well.
Not
Just
well.
resting for now.
Varen will look to the doctor.
The doctor
with him.
looks over at Rena's character. What is it? L4D7. Then looks back at you and says, he needs a little time.
Will he be all right? Very well. After this, lady, you can let him know everything we discuss. I went through a trial, a ritual that's expanded my knowledge of the Force. The Night Sisters also tried to heal me, but I'm not sure that they fully accomplished the job.
We'll kind of look at the doctor again, like, Doc, if you could look me over after this.
Oh my god, you really did get your fog machine? Your
I did.
smoke detector is gonna go off, bro.
Oh, I built this office. There's no smoke alarm in here.
Has the
What's
smokes
wrong
actually
with
from his
you?
PC?
Oh,
It's gonna float up the stairs and go and make your smoke alarm go off upstairs.
Yeah, Brittany's gonna like open her eyes, just see smoke coming up. Like, oh, I wasn't ready to burn him yet.
Scott, isn't there a tube that connects that room to a different room
a tube?
You mean ventilation?
in the ceiling?
no?
Ventilation.
No, there's not a tube.
People
that
are gonna
connects
come
those.
into the stream and be like, I can't believe the DM is hotboxing right now.
That's true.
Oh, awesome. Anyways, so you had asked. You look over to the doctor one more time, and just be like more or less, is he going to be okay, and so on and so forth.
No, he
What
looked at the
was-
doctor about himself this time.
Oh, okay. He says, "I'll do what I can with the limited facilities, but if you were able to go this long with the injury, I'm sure it's not too severe."
I'll survive. Though, I'm not sure the healing has gone naturally. At least not well. I've come across a holocron.
He'll produce the holocron, which you all know what it looks like now.
This holocron was left here by Revan. I need to study it further, but I was able to unlock it. In return for this holocron and the ritual, I have already agreed to allow passage for one of the Night Sisters to Mandalore.
We'll see Bato look very uncomfortable. He'll kind of almost straighten up. You did what?
Her goals there are simply to pursue knowledge of the Force. Nothing to do with the people there.
Night Sisters are not tricksters. Night Sisters are tricksters, are they not? Our last meddling with them did not leave us. Our last meddlings with the Night Sisters did not come without a price. You remember Cross's injuries.
The price will be paid at a future time. She wants to understand the Force as I have learned to understand it, so that she too may unlock the secrets of this holocron and perhaps others, which she currently cannot do.
Bringing her there could be a threat to Mandalore.
I don't believe it to be, or I wouldn't have agreed to it. But the other condition is that we tell no one of her presence there.
I'm not comfortable with this.
If anything happens,
Otto will almost cut you off. It's on your head. Almost pointing straight at you. And that's probably going to be a little bit of a issue because I've never threatened you directly like that before. I
He'll
typically
take it.
Yeah,
he'll
I
take-
wouldn't be like this, but it's part of my soldier.
No, he'll
duties.
accept the threat.
With that, Bato will just kind of be like done with the conversation. We finished.
if anything does happen, I will voluntarily turn myself over to your clan for retribution. I do not believe she will cause any problems.
My clan will be the least of your worries. With that,
There
Bato
are
will
still
almost
the
turn around.
remnants of a Sith cult on Mandalore. My cult.
That is what worries me. Having a possible leader like one of the Night Sisters go can start another war. Mandalorians are tough, you know this. We won't go down without a fight. But why bring a possible fight to my people?
I don't believe the
understand.
Night Sisters want to invade nor be invaded. This one in particular wants understanding. She seems somewhat different from the rest, as I was from my.
I will only agree to this because I know you, Baron. Let's hope this is not a mistake on your count. With that, you'll kind of see Bato turn around his back to you and just kind of walk to a different part of the ship.
Or like the cockpit or something.
Yeah, just somewhere to blow off steam.
Mm-hmm. Or the cargo area, actually, if
Yeah,
you're
he-
in that side.
You know,
He'd
he needs
still
to-
be able to hear conversations going on. He doesn't want to be part of them right now.
you
he's
know who
not
really needs to
happy.
blow off steam.
Yeah, I can't even see smoke on the water over there.
Yeah, it's got pretty deep.
Lady, I was damaged during the trials, but my lightsaber was damaged even before. Could you help me fix it?
Scott, this is like the first time I've seen a lightsaber, right? His is the first one I've seen, or have I seen one before?
You have. Remember how you the memories of how it is to fight?
Okay, that's right. Well, I mean, up close, you know what I mean? Like
Not up close, though.
Yeah, okay. So I don't really know much about them.
You would have to you have to take it apart and learn it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, all the details of how to build a lightsaber, those are left on Varen's old ship.
mhm.
So
So
He's built it though, so he has knowledge of how to do it.
Okay, hold on. I'm reading all over my duties again. I have a main thing against the Empire, but Night Sisters aren't really for the Empire. Right?
They are a
They're their
neutral
own
faction.
race, kind of a thing.
Yeah, they're a
Right?
neutral faction.
I'm gonna change my little discussion with you then a little bit, if that's okay. Bato will still be uncomfortable.
You can still
Just-
feel
I don't-
threatened about it. I mean, that's
Yeah,
fine. That makes
I
sense.
think he would be a little upset with it, uncomfortable because he's taking someone somewhere to his homeland.
Well, a Force user also, I mean, Revan laid waste to a lot of the Mandalorian people. So bringing
Correct, and
someone
that's
else
what I
there
think
that's
he
a
would
Force
mainly
user,
be worried
yeah.
about. But I don't think he would be super pissed off about it. Like I thought. I thought it was one of my
could be.
traits as a duty to where
That's
I
fair.
would be against it. But I read over all of them, and there's nothing saying that I would be. If it was Empire related, he would be. But
From
it's-
our what we've experienced with the Night Sisters, your reaction was perfectly warranted as it was.
Okay.
I mean, they've really fucked us and been
Yeah.
a thorn in our side. We've been at Dathomir fucking 50
I don't
times.
know if he would have left the room. He probably would have just sat there and listened, but more begrudgingly, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair. But Varen will produce the lightsaber and show you the damage, which I don't know what technically is damaged. It's just in moderate condition. It's 2 stages weakened.
So she just looks at it, like she won't take it from you if you're like holding it to her. She's just gonna look at it and she'll say, I haven't actually seen these up close before. I admit I don't know much about them. It would have to be a trial and error and whatever your knowledge is, but I could.
I put this together. I have knowledge of how that works. But my skills with such things, I believe to be inferior to yours.
Otto would have no knowledge of this either, right? Even though he watched Krasa do it.
I think did Varen or Crossa put it together? I can't remember.
Krasa did, and we were there watching him do it.
What would it be to help her learn, like to take it apart or whatever, Scott?
Mechanics
take
for
your
me.
saber?
She would literally need to take the thing apart. You can
Yeah.
try to guide. You can kind of guide her in this situation. What's this say? You can try to like guide her through it or whatever it is, but she literally just needs to spend time, and not a small amount of it, to take this thing apart and learn the thing.
How long's the trek from here to Mandalore? Like a week?
Couple
No,
days.
less than that. If
I think
you
you said
make
it was
decent
like
checks.
3-4 days.
Yeah,
Would
it
that
can
be
be a
enough time?
relatively. Yeah, there'd be enough time for her
Maybe.
to figure it out, but maybe not fix it. You know what I mean?
Mhm. I mean, I could fix it on Mandalore. That would make sense.
We would have the equipment on Mandalore.
Yeah,
That's true.
but I can look at it like on the way if you want.
How many people can stay on this ship?
4.
On Rena's ship, yeah.
2 on ours. On the one.
I'm not
ours.
going to stick Bato with the Night Sister.
She actually, before you say anything, she would just say, I'll have a look at it. And I assume this passenger will be riding with us.
That's probably for the best.
Do you wish to escort her? I'd be more than welcome to take the doctor. Or is the doctor also needed here for the Green Man?
It would be beneficial to have him aboard our ship.
Noted.
We have
I was
room
about
enough
to
to-
suggest, what if we put Gil on the other ship? He was like, he's not going to leave his own ship.
We have room enough to accommodate both. And the travel is not far.
I
compared
may
to-
need the doctor and to be here for the lightsaber as well, Bato.
Wait, are you saying you all want to be on the ship?
That'd be 4 people and a droid.
Be 5, wouldn't it?
Doctor, Night Sister, Gil, and Varen. Lady's a droid.
Right, but she still takes up one of those slots, does she not?
Well, she doesn't
Especially if
necessarily have
she's
to
gonna
take
be
up. She
in
doesn't need like a bedroom, I don't think.
No,
but
I just have to fly.
She could just be in the cockpit.
oh, okay.
Mhm.
I wasn't aware if that was a prereq or whatnot.
If I remember the schematics right, there's like 4 bedrooms and then like 4 seats, and then there's also the cockpit. So there's room for more than 4. It's just like 4 people can stay on it comfortably. I imagine 4 people and a droid could be on the ship.
Can 4
Yeah, she
people
could
and a
just stay in the
droid be on
cockpit.
their ship, Scott? Are you?
He's trying to fix his mistake
Sorry.
here. We should probably
Yeah.
take a second.
I unloaded
Are you
2
realizing what
2
you're doing?
sprays. Well, I've turned it off ages ago, but I loaded 2 little
Really?
sprays, and I'm like, it's so much.
Yeah, you don't have ventilation, ding dong.
I have a fan going and my dehumidifier. Like,
Meanwhile,
God.
Scott knocks himself out with carbon monoxide from
He's
his.
gonna pass out.
How many
Um,
people can fit on their ship? Can it be
I mean-
4 people and
it's
Rena?
supposed to be 4 people. Like Rena's supposed to count as a person.
that's what I
Right.
thought.
Yeah, she's supposed to count as a person. But if you want to allow discomfort, you can allow a 5th person on the ship.
I'm gonna ride with them as well then, so that way the doctor can look at me and I can also work with Reed on the lightsaber.
Then if this was agreed upon, Bato would probably head out now because the trek is
Yeah.
probably an hour or so back to his ship. I would just
So
I would just say I would be in contact via the ship comms. Do I need to
Well-
roll anything to get back, Scott, or
No. Again, because the trek back and forth to the 2 areas is relatively easy. It's not going to be anything that's lasting. The one last thing I'd want to do, well, unless you guys are you done RPing on
I
here?
think we're in a good
She
spot.
was just gonna remind Bato that the comms between their ship are encrypted.
fixed? Oh, you were going to tell me that?
Yeah, just to remind you. So if you do
Okay.
need to communicate, it's totally safe to do so.
With that, Bato would probably head out.
Do I have a name for the Night Sister that's going with us?
Oh,
Emily, Barbara,
Charlotte.
Do.
Weeaboo.
One
Barbara.
second.
That's original. We've never had one of those.
Pumping
Zalkir.
stuff.
Zalkir. It is not Barbara or Trini yet. Beautiful. The last thing I want to do before I run upstairs to go and get air while I'm allowing this to diffuse a little bit because I didn't realize how much this was. I once, last Halloween, or near to sometime last October, I used this to fill up my house with smoke. Totally set off the smoke alarm, but we did way more than just 2 loads. And it was upstairs, not down here. Anyways, we did that, and Rory, I made a joke. Rory, it's a magic spell, and if the fog touches you, it'll turn into a frog. She was so scared. She was like screaming afraid, and I was like, I mean, it was funny, but it wasn't that funny. Like, it wasn't
So
like
mean.
I was like, I'm not
How dare
enjoying this
you.
joke. Anyways, so last thing we do before I run upstairs to get some fresh air while, this airs out a little bit more. I need from not Rena, but Messy and Pat to go ahead and roll for me it is a discipline 2 red dice check.
Do we know what this is for?
You will. Oh, who's rolling first?
Go ahead, Messy.
Do you want to use a light side point or no?
No, fuck me up.
All right, cool. I'm gonna fuck you good. Just kidding. I don't want to do it to you. No.
Just 2 reds?
No, actually, no. To Messy, I do. Messy, I'm going to it's 2 reds what you're rolling against. I'm gonna downgrade your ability.
Okay.
Man, now your discipline's really going to be great.
Discipline, right?
Yeah,
2
discipline
reds.
against 2
With a
reds.
downgrade.
With a
All right.
downgrade on your side.
Oh,
Hey.
I succeed.
Wow.
Pat, it's your turn. Would you like to use the light side point or no?
I
Didn't
would.
expect that.
I'm also going to use my once a session.
Oh, you cunt. I mean,
Wait, a light side and a once a session?
Yeah.
That's a little
He wants to
greedy.
pass.
So
Yes,
he's
I
gonna-
That's a
do.
little
I
greedy.
think I'm going to downgrade that, Scott.
yeah, wonderful.
Come on, I did it with 2 greens.
Oh,
You coward.
Oh God.
you did
All
do
right.
it for 2 greens, but
What
I'm
was
gonna
that going to
just-
do to them?
Yeah, Scott, what is it going to do for us now?
So
I just
all-
like making Scott angry because he forgets about my once a session ability.
So it
He's
is
like,
just
I've got them.
I know
I've
you
got
have it. It's just when you use it. Anyways,
yeah.
So it is the what you did was more or less spending this amount of time on Dathomir. This deep well of the dark side of the Force can have a lasting impact on your psyche. You 2 were able to resist it. That's all it was.
Oh, come on, dude. Bato. Oh, this could have been perfect for Bato to be pissy.
Well, you chose.
Can I fail? Can I
No.
choose to fail?
No,
I successfully fail.
He's turning
you
into
choose to
Messy.
I'm
fail by
evil.
being friends with Messy. That's all it is. All right,
Great.
we're gonna
I
take
was
a
hoping it would
quick
rub
that
off
means
the
I'm
other
not
way,
gonna
but now
do
we're going to have 2
anything for another
messies.
2 sessions.
We're gonna take a quick break so I can open my bulkhead for a couple minutes and I can go and get fresh air. So we'll be back.
Wait, Pat, we're
It's
friends.
an extra 5 experience for you making us take a break we don't want.
That's fine. Yeah. You can take 5 XP right now. Sure, go right ahead.
Oh, hey,
That's
that means I
fine.
can buy ebb and flow. Thanks, man.
Ebb and flow. Let's go.
Yeah, it takes from the XP you're gonna get later on though. So you know.
That
Be right
free
back, everybody.
conditional 5 experience for that holocron was life changing. Thank you, Scott.
I've only made good choices in life. So- I am just about ready whenever you guys are. I had the bulkhead open. I still have like the door and everything to the bulkhead open, so because that's never properly sealed. I have a fan blowing up the bulkhead, a fan blowing out of the office. Oh, I did two. If I just did one unloading of the smoke tank, that would have been fine. But two unloadings was a bit much. So then I like left the door open. Because it's the door that goes out to the actual house, and then it goes upstairs. And I was like, oh, I guess I can leave this open too, just to help it diffuse a little bit up there. It's not a big deal. And then I was like, wait a second. It has to pass by a smoke detector before it gets to the main part of the house, like the actual upstairs. I don't want that going off and waking up the girls in the middle of the night with a smoke detector. So let me just seal it in the basement with me and just keep going the bulkhead route. Let's just do that. Let's not wake up the girls with a gag. All right. Yeah, right. It's looking a lot better though. Like there's definitely like it looks like my brother cooked bacon. That's what the basement looks like right now. Like, all right. Are you guys ready to go? All right. 5 and 4, 3 and 2, then somewhere about 1, and let's bring it back. Hi.
You guys have a favorite ghost Pokemon?
Ghost Pokemon favorite?
Pikachu.
Haunter.
Gengar for me, for sure. Or Pumpkaboo. Pumpkaboo's
Oh,
adorable.
Pumpkaboo's good. Yeah.
Is Ghastly a
I
ghost
like
Pokemon?
Litwick.
It is a ghost
Litwick.
Pokemon.
That one.
Litwick.
Litwick, Chandelure, I like that family a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about Litwick.
Litwick is cool. I know.
It's Litwick.
Dust Noir's pretty cool.
Yes, yeah,
Drifblim,
Duskull.
I think.
Phantom. Oh my god, Phantom's
Oh my
adorable,
god,
too.
yeah.
We get them in Pokemon Go.
Let's make it.
The dead Marowak that's in Pokemon Tower in Lavender Town.
That's
God.
actually a really good one. Hold on. That's actually
yeah,
a
it's
really
so
good one.
Mhm. Mimikyu.
Mimikyu. I forgot that that's a ghost Pokemon. That's actually Pikachu. Okay.
All right, are
So
we,
Scott,
yeah.
are we rolling for Space Banditary?
So
Fighting?
Dragapult.
Pat,
Ooh, Dragon Ghost. Sorry.
Pat, no problem. For you, you're literally making a nice easy check. It's just going to be against the nice.
6 reds.
What was that?
What?
No. You're rolling against 1 purple. Nice and
Oh.
easy check to cross over to the other side.
To die?
Is this planetary still or is this space?
This is astrogation.
Astrogation.
Yeah.
We have to replot the course to get there.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
my ship technically inherently do it?
No, not. It can. Yeah.
I
your
have
ship
the
has-
brain.
Yeah, it can do it for you. It has its own.
Can
what are
I assist it for a blue when it rolls?
You can absolutely. You can do all of that stuff. The
Sick.
the difference is the brain has 0 intelligence and 2 ranks. What is your intelligence?
2 greens.
So actually, you can roll with 2 yellow dice if it assists you on plotting the course.
How do I do 2 yellow dice?
So you're just gonna go to your astrogation, click up the skill twice, and then
Oh, the rank twice?
yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yep.
Do I
you're
roll
gonna
with a
do that.
blue because it's helping me, or
Nope.
Just
What
the
it's
two
doing
yellows?
is it's turning you into 2 yellow. Exactly. Yeah.
okay?
And
So
you-
1
you should be good
purple.
there.
You gonna use a dark side?
No, not for. Not for. Oh shit! I just.
No,
left
you
it.
don't want to stop us from making our extra astrogation checks and
Don't worry,
paladin checks
we're
successfully
just
so we can not end up
U-turning
where we're
it
going?
right back here. Wade.
I'm
Don't
sorry,
even-
Wade. I can't understand you.
Oh,
You have to
yeah.
speak a bit more clearly. Anyways,
Well, you have to DM a bit more clearly.
wow, look at that. You
Got
did a
him.
good
like
job
that
there, sir.
threat, or would you
Got
like
him.
me to take it as strain? Would that be ship strain?
No. Again, that's going to decrease accuracy of the jump, increase travel time, so on and so forth.
Oh shit! 2 means I'm back at Dathomir, doesn't it?
No.
You also triumphed. I think that means more than the little 2 threats.
The,
did.
the triumph. So even though you went a longer route, which took you longer to get there, It's going to take you a little bit longer to get there. The important thing to note is that you actually end up discovering that this new route, once it's like logged in the correct way, as opposed to your ship constantly recalculating, it actually realizes it's like one of those things when your GPS reroutes and it takes 5 minutes off, and you're like, huh, that's nice. You actually end up realizing that if you want to go back from Mandalore to Dathomir, if you use this route in the future, it'll make it a little bit easier for you.
If you want to go back to Dathomir, it'll be easier.
Yeah. So
That place we can't not go to.
Rena, it's a bit more difficult for you, but again, nothing crazy. I was just trying to get the rules pulled up. I have it right somewhere over here. Nope.
Couldn't I just tell her how to do it? At this point, we've been to Dathomir so many fucking times. I feel like we know it like the back of our hands how to do this.
Oh yeah? Go ahead. How do you do
Yeah.
it?
Well, you press this knob here, you look over here on the map, you press boop boop right there, and then you click whoop, and you're there.
Perfect. I couldn't have explained it better myself. Really.
I know.
I
Oh,
Do I
have,
boop boop before I whoop, or do I whoop and then boop boop?
why the hell is it gone? I had this page open.
Oh, Dathomir's gone? No.
Oh no.
No.
Yeah, okay, no.
Oh, no.
What are we gonna do now? Dathomir's gone. Sorry, chat. Dathomir's gone.
Is this? Nope, this isn't it either. I had a cheat sheet. Didn't I post it somewhere for us? Didn't I like pin it somewhere? Make it nice, easy. Oh, I think I got it right here. Yeah, I think this is it right here. Cool. So, Rena, for you, on your ship, it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be just a little bit harder. I'm just pulling up the rest of the rules right now.
A little
Sorry.
bit. It goes from 1 purple to 2 or
No, well,
3
his
or
is meant
5.
to be more. So you're actually staying. Where is Dathomir? Here's Mandalore. Dathomir is right. I think it's the next one over. Yeah, it's actually really close by. So for you, it's going to be 2 purple, is what you're rolling against. That's it. 2 purple.
2 purple astrogation.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you light siding? Are you dark siding?
Do you want me to dark side this? Let me see what the balance
No.
is. Oh boy, yeah, I'll
Don't
dark
do.
side. Let's get pull it back open because I accidentally closed the page. All right,
Upgrade or
so-
downgrade?
Oh, I have to upgrade the difficulty.
Do you?
Downgrade's gonna do very little to her.
All right.
Do you? Do
Pat, are you traveling alone?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, I'm glad I'm on my ship.
So we succeed, but we just
Wait,
increase travel.
You did
time?
succeed, but you're back at Dathomir. You did a
Yep.
big fuck U-turn.
Are you kidding?
You ever here in California we call it flipping a bitch, where you just
So 3 successes, 2 advantage,
it.
and a despair.
All right.
I think that just means you're on the
With
other
this.
side of the planet.
Scott, should we take the despair as a single strain?
A single.
Something truly awful happens, like jumping out of hyperspace in the path of an asteroid. That could be interesting.
No.
And I'm really glad we had this Dathomir side quest so that we could just die to an asteroid right now.
I hate that.
I'm super excited for this.
So Pat, let's go to you first.
Oh,
I'm
no.
having-
Why?
Pat,
I'm
you're the
fine.
sole living PC. What are you gonna do?
No. Scott, just do what you want to do. I'm not gonna be playing. It's really okay. I'm fine. I'm on Mandalore. Go back to them.
No, but that's the important part is you're at
Triumph,
Mandalore
I
before
missed
them.
the asteroid because I sensed it. They didn't. They're fucked.
Well, that was just the astrogation. So now we can actually roll this piloting planetary, I think.
I know.
Mm-mm.
You have to roll a piloting space too
Nope.
and planetary?
Beep 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 beep.
Astrogation does it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Even leaving the planet?
Oh, but yeah, leaving the planet
That needs
own
to
check,
be a.
yeah.
That's an easy check.
Technically,
That's
you
like a
roll-
1 or a purple.
Technically, you
One or
roll
three
that to leave first, but because you're not under duress, it's relatively easy to do. I just skipped it. All right, so Pat, back to you. You because you would do that first way. You're going to astrogate off the planet. Pat, back to you. You sir are going to arrive at Mandalore well before your friends, right? So you're arriving there, and this is
I'll
kind
let
of
you do what you want with the Triumph. By the way, that's completely you.
Yep, like I said, you have a
We
quick route.
borrow it?
You have a quick route back and forth between the 2 planets should you ever need to do it in the future. So you arrive on Mandalore for the first time in a while. a considerable amount of time, and you don't have your friends with you either. You're actually arriving here alone, which is kind of nice because much as you enjoy Varen's presence and whatnot, it's also nice to just be with your people too. So when you come flying in, obviously, like Mandalorians are very safeguarded on their home world, especially considering like things that have happened in the past and whatnot, the wars and whatnot that have happened over on Mandalore 5 and everything before. So you're going to have the different security features and whatnot that you have to pass all these like different codes and whatnot to be able to get on there with safety. These are all things that you're going to have to prepare them for because you have the transponder code of the ship that's coming in. Give them a heads up, like if this transponder code comes in, just contact me. I will take care of it. Da 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 da. As opposed to shoot it down. You know. So you give them all the codes and everything that you need to do. It's not even an issue whatsoever. And you know Mandalore well enough. Why don't you get no planetary check or anything like that for you to land? It's going to be pretty easy for you to do. I imagine you're immediately going to go bring your ship to land over near to where your actual home is.
Where my clan is.
Yeah. Could you just remind me what your clan's name is one more time?
I tried to look it up in the character creation, and I don't think I had it.
Clan Bato.
The clan is named after me.
Well, no, I gave you the. I thought I gave you the name last. What was it? I don't remember.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to get back to you on it.
So you go visit clan IDR, and you land your ship down there. So as you land your ship down there, it's not one of those things where people run up
Thanks,
to greet
Tyler.
you or anything like that. It's Tyler.
I think it was Clan Forthul.
Forthul?
F-U-R, possibly T-H-U-L.
Forthul, gotcha.
Forthul.
That's fine. So Clan Forthul, again, when you land
That's what
your
I
ship,
have on my notes on my other computer. I apologize.
it's not like people come rushing over and to greet you or anything like that. They actually just you land the ship, nobody bothers you. You're able to land into a relatively open area. You kind of like check, dink, 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 make sure the systems, everything are good to go. You double check to make sure the droid is linked to your device and everything, which it is. And then you're able to get off of your ship. Now, remind me, you actually changed the transponder code not on this vessel. You changed it on the
I
other
didn't
one.
change shit. They did.
Yeah, I was on their vessel. Exactly. Not on the one that you're on.
Not, yeah.
So this is still Bygal's ship registration, correct?
Correct. I don't believe Lady did anything to this ship.
Nope. So you get off of your ship, no problem, and are able to kind of like walk among your people. It's one of those things where you immediately walking among them are able to kind of like walk by where you see that others are kind of like, polishing the ship or kind of like cleaning it up or bringing supplies to and from, so on and so
I was
forth.
going to ask, would I have had like minor supplies I can drop off here as part of my soldier duty?
Yeah, I think you not only wanted to, I think you were actually bringing a considerable amount of credits that you were dropping off here. It's
Correct.
one of the things that you're doing. Yeah. So anyways, as you're walking by, you see some familiar looking helmets and give the appropriate like nod or wave or whatever it is you do to your others. I hate to say that, but all Mandalorians look the same. You know what I mean? Like, how do you identify the difference between you guys?
Imagine in the protection of our own clan, we probably wouldn't be wearing our helmets. I mean,
It
there's
all
a lot of
depends-
Mandalorians.
That
It depends on
yeah.
their job, their trait, right?
It depends
But like,
on the
I
clan.
imagine a lot of, and per clan, correct?
Most
I
clans don't leave
imagine-
their helmets on at all times.
You
Go ahead.
probably get to know each other's like stature, like what you look like with all your armor on, the way your differences in your armor, different.
Yeah,
pieces
because
and
you would
patches
be
and-
around for X amount of time around Karen and Steve and whatever. That Steve always wearing that weird bedazzled,
But jokes aside, most Mandalorian clans don't wear helmets at all times. That was kind of unique in the Mandalorian TV series, right?
Correct.
But anyways, so you are you would of course be able to see people that you know and wave to them, whatnot, and even just small talk, little greetings with a few of the people you know. But where is it specifically you're heading directly to, or as you go to speak to the elders of the clan?
Yeah, because my parents probably long dead since when I was. I mean, I'm not a young Mando, and my brother died shortly after I met Wade. I'd probably go to the elder or the chief of the clan and probably just make my donation of credits. And what other I don't want to say like whatever I could find else on the ship, but you know, I would, if I noticed there was excess food supplies or rations or whatever we had on the ship that I I feel safe to give out, I'd probably do that, as well as any like medical supplies or whatever they would need. Again, per my duty, literally everything I listed is stuff I also have to include if I have it.
So you bring the stuff or whatever with you bring the stuff with you, and to go and speak to them, whatever. But they would actually speak with you, to kind of like go over some details. We can actually jump into our RP. But I believe I was actually looking at the structure of Mandalore, and every clan is a little bit different for how their pyramid structure works. So obviously Mandalore is at the top above all Mandalorians, not an individual clan, right? And then protectors enforcing their rule, and then kind of just goes down from there based off of which clan you might be a part of. So you go to speak to your own clan elder, and you go and speak with them. As you walk in, they'll look at you and just be like, Bato, it has been some time. It's good to see you. And kind of go over and give you like a like a warrior's embrace sort of a thing, just to welcome you home. And it's one of those, as they stand there looking at you, they look you like looking over your armor, seeing like the different pieces and whatnot you put onto it, because again, your clan is somewhat unique, and you piece together more bits of armor rather than just having it all right off the bat. It's one of the things that you guys find is to show your own merit or worth or whatever. It's part of your tradition. Yeah.
Correct.
So he looks over your armor, the two pieces I think you've added onto it since the last time he's seen you, including the Van Bracer. And he looks over the different new scars that you have on you, which you've had a couple injuries, nothing too extreme. And he says, seems as though you haven't seen too much fight.
My troubles over the last I've been gone for years at this point, right?
Yeah, because you were frozen. But
But
then
know
also
exactly
a
how
while
long.
since prior to that, when I think you were last on Mandalore, which was, remember, you didn't even interact with your clan last time you were on Mandalore. We were hiding on a
I did briefly.
Yeah,
What are you talking
yeah.
about? We
Oh, you did?
no,
Did
because
you?
we stopped from here.
Yeah.
I remember we took
Oh,
the
that's right, that's
land
right.
speeders out to the base. We
so
did
then it's been less than 2 years.
less than 2 years. I wouldn't have knowledge of this, correct?
You've never really looked at the definitive date because you never really cared. Go ahead.
I apologize. My what's the word? I'm sorry, my attendance has I've been gone. I got frozen in carbonite, fought some Sith, ended up on Dathomir more times than I'd like to admit.
Dathomir. Ugh.
A dreary place for sure. I did bring credits, and I would offer up. So I think Bato's in possession of about 30,000. I'd probably offer up like 25 of them, 25,000.
Wow, that's quite the
It's part of my duty.
Mm-hmm.
And this should subside the duty requirements for a couple of sessions from what
Spiffy brings up a good question. We did salvage Beskar from that one ship.
we did, and I believe it's on my ship.
Mhm.
I think it's on my ship, the spearhead, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think of that. It's Beskar plated, I believe, right? It's not pure Beskar.
Is what you eventually found out. Yep.
Right. Okay. But I mean, that could still be smelted down.
Yeah, it can be smelted down. It can be recondensed. Yep. So do you mention that as well, or did you? deliver
I
that as
would.
well?
Yeah, I would not right off the bat though.
Sure. So right
My-
now you hand over the credits. He looks us over and says, "This is a considerable amount that you're bringing back to your clan. You have been doing well, haven't you?"
It has been tough. As I mentioned, I found many struggles, but I found lots of jobs, paying work. On my ship, I also have rations, medical supplies. Obviously, our clan is more than welcome to it. I also, in my struggles, have noticed procured a new ship. This one from you told me what
know her name.
I know her name, but I don't remember her clan name. You did tell me it though. I did not write it down. I apologize. I wrote
Oh.
down the dude.
I have that in my notes somewhere.
There you go.
Gavis. I wrote his down
Mhm.
from the Esluna tribe, but I did not. And I was gonna bring that up too, but I did not bring up Kelly's or whatever her name's.
By God.
By gall.
Pygal, thank you.
I'm finding it. I have a lot of notes. Sorry.
No, you're fine. So either way, you mentioned go ahead. So I also procured a new ship, and you were going to bring her
This
up. Go ahead.
one, This one was from a Mandalorian of the what clan? Rena, I'm sorry.
Actually,
Of the
From
XYZ
the-
clan. Keep going.
Okay.
yeah, I
Wu
don't know.
Tang,
Of-
right?
Of this clan, and that clan you said was of minor significance, right? Of my same stature clan.
Yeah,
It wasn't
yeah.
like Gavis's, the
Yep.
other bounty hunter being met.
Correct.
Okay.
Again, another
Um,
minor clan like yours.
Right. Would you have anything to say about?
Oh, so
that I-
you were
that I
ending. I
took-
wasn't sure if you were saying something else.
No, that I procured this ship from this other Mandalorian from this tribe.
Did you fight well?
She found herself on a planet where using weapons was prohibited. It did not end well for her. I do not know of her fate, but I reaped the spoils. As well as a Beskar plated. What was it, like the tip of a ship?
Yeah.
Right.
It was like a ramming. Yeah.
As well as a good bit of plated Beskar also dwells within the ship.
Plated
Was wondering-
Beskar. That is not something that our clan would typically. Sorry, that our people would typically do. Was this procured from some?
I would have mentioned the tribe that I stole it from, right? Because it
It wasn't a tribe. It was a dude.
was. Oh yeah, you're right. Right. It was
Yeah.
from the ship that we were on. Okay.
Yep. These
That was procured
degenerates
from
taking our metals and using them in such crass ways.
I have earned many other pieces, as you can see. I was hoping this could complete the set. 'Cause I'm only missing 2 pieces, right?
With a donation like that, we certainly could craft together another piece for you. Perhaps even.
There should be more than enough for the rest of the clan as well.
He nods and says, "New helmets will be made. We have younglings that have starting to earn their ranks inside of our clan. But your battle with Baigal ended with victory for you, and so whether or not she lives, this is your ship now. You should probably have your transponder updated to make sure that you are seen as captain of that ship. It needs to be understood that this isn't stolen, but earned. That can be looked after for you, of course. You'll, of course, have to deliver a little bit of information to make sure that it satisfies both the Empire and the Republic as you travel through their different bits of space. More importantly, however, I see there is good news that you bring, even if you've not said it. You finally rid yourself of that.
We still travel along together. He's
Oh.
on his way. I come bearing a warning. He's changed. Not so much in the ways of we know as a Sith, but more finding himself aligned with the light side. I don't quite understand. He has changed. He's not the man you once knew. However, our partner, the Cathar. Wait. He wasn't there, right? Crossa never came off the ship.
He did not come off the ship. He did not want to
Okay,
cause issues.
I probably wouldn't have brought that up then.
Good.
I would just say that Varen is not the man that he once met long ago. Because I imagine this is the same guy, right?
Yep.
I remember we
Yep,
all
yep, yep.
talked to the lieutenant or whatever, and the chief or whatnot.
So he says, still espousing the same rhetoric. You said this before when you first found him, alone and battered on this world. When you first befriended this Sith, you said he was different from the others, trying to seek himself his own path, and that you were going to journey with him as you journeyed into the stars.
It was alongside of our partnership. I came with these gifts. It wasn't far after Matthias's death that I met him.
You come bringing great gifts to our clan, and for this we are all appreciative, just as you were appreciative of when the other members of the clan bring it back and you were able to reap the benefits of it. This is how we do things. However, if I had to choose between an immense number of goods that are received with you at the side of this Sith, or if you had to procure significantly less without you having it by your side, I think we both know which decision I would make.
More Sith, more
This-
profit.
This Sith is going to poison your mind. We have our way. We have our path.
Is that all he says? We have our way.
Yeah, we have a way. We have our path. He kind of like leaves it lingering there for you to contemplate, respond or not respond.
I respect, will always respect our traditions. That will always come first. However, Varen has been a very powerful as well as trusted ally of mine over the years.
Trusted for now, as long as it's convenient for you to be there to assist him. But what if the time when he finally turns on you, as all Sith inevitably do? I'm not saying Sith don't have their purpose alongside Mandalorians on the field of battle. They are great warriors and should be respected, but that doesn't mean we trust them. What are you going to do when he turns his back? What are you going to do when he tries to stab yours? How will you handle this?
I am well protected. And he'll kind of like, Otto would kind of look down, almost kind of like pondering this. I was trained well by you and the other members of our clan. And he would almost tap the butt of his rifle that's hanging on his back. If at any point he needs to be put down, it shall be done.
But here's the problem. As long as you stay down, he will have he says, here's the problem. With his sorceress abilities, this force as they call it, he will always have the high ground. You need to be able to get the upper hand should you and him come to blows, when you and him come to blows. You bring many gifts to us, Bato. Many gifts. I think it's time you finally earned your wings.
Botto will kind of just bow as he's kind of, as long as this conversation's been going. He stares his elders in the face as shown of respect, but also kind of almost kneeling when talking.
Mm-hmm.
So this he doesn't say anything. He just kind of nods.
We will take the metal that you have brought from this plated ship. We will use that. We'll craft you your own wings. It's time.
I am grateful. Thank you for the advice as well.
I will tell you this.
It will not go. It will not go without thought.
He says, I will tell you this. You speak of completing your set. A Mandalorian, at least in our clan, earns their sets when they've proved their worth. And they've proved that they are Mandalorian above all else. One day you hope to complete your set, and one day I hope for that to be the case. Unfortunately, I don't believe that's ever going to happen as long as you continue to travel with this Sith. Perhaps I'm wrong, but I find it highly unlikely.
I hope you are wrong as well. Saying that in the best way he can without being super like disrespectful.
He opened for that. Yeah, he left that opening for you. He says go and collect your plated Beskar and bring it to the smith. See to it that your wings are crafted. As you know, it'll probably take 2 days' time. And then you can start to learn to fly.
My Varen is approaching on a ship. We'll be here in 2 to 4 days' time. These are the I assume, would I have to give him the transponder codes, or would this be somebody else?
It'd be somebody else. You know what I mean?
Okay, then I probably wouldn't make the notion
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
If it's to somebody else, I wouldn't bring the worries to him.
Yep.
But I have already done that on my way here.
Yeah.
I've
I mean,
given-
I imagine you would go see your clan leader first, and you do that right afterwards.
Okay.
Because you know you're probably well ahead of them.
Right. Okay.
Just, or you assume
Traveling
you're well ahead
alone
of
and
them.
I'm a smaller ship.
Smaller. I believe your ship is faster, and you just have a better course here, because it's a Mandalorian ship coming here.
Right.
Anyways, so with that, he says, "Go, rest easy, relax, be among your people. We wear our armor to show our strength, because we are warriors, to be prepared for everything. But when you're at home, you're allowed a days of relaxation. You should remove your armor for one day. Lift yourself of the burden and enjoy the lightness that you have earned."
Again, Bots is still being on kind of like one knee, listening. This just bows his head again.
Okay, and you can go.
As you ask, so it shall be done.
And you can kind of like head out of there.
Okay.
All right. So obviously you're gonna go and give like a heads up and blah 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 of what needs to happen. Actually, was looking at yeah, standard gravity on Mandalore, but you always walk around with heavy armor on you. So because
You know, it's a little bit lighter than normal, correct?
what?
The gravity here on Mandalore.
No, it's standard.
Oh, it's just standard. Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's Earth, like same as Earth or whatever. So you're able to actually enjoy, you know, like by removing your armor for a day. It's like, oh, I feel so light. You know what I mean?
Right.
Anyways, so what was I saying? So yeah, you are able to go in, kind of like, you know, give the transponder codes, go to the smith with your whatchamacallit, and also maybe have your armor dropped off to have it, you know, tinkered and fixed to be brought back up into like mint condition for all the damaged areas. Because
I know my
I hadn't done
helmet's
that in a
got a
while.
giant blast from it, from when Prasa and all that. Because I know I took a headshot.
Yep.
Very similar, funny enough, to how Boba Fett's helmet looks, where it's just got a giant dent, except mine's on the side of my helmet.
And you can have all everything re-imprinted, like fixed up to look nice and new.
Dick. Do I know what piece I'm getting?
Your wings.
Oh, that's literally all I'm getting? Cool.
So, because I think you're only missing your chest plate and an arm, right?
Chest piece and a leg.
And a leg. That's what it is.
I have
So
my
you still-
left arm, not my right. Or no, I have both my arms. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
missing
like
my
a
left leg. My left leg.
left leg in your chest. So anyways, so yeah, you go there and meet with them, and they take the thing and they, you know, get your a fitting or whatever of you, and they take the stuff and they say, there's much Beskar here. There's a considerable amount, actually. We're going to be able to use this to make your wings, and certainly a few more helmets for the young. Is there anything else that you need to get? Perhaps some of your other supplies are running low. I see you have earned yourself a vambracer along the way. How does it serve you?
Needs to be configured to more lethal ways of combat. Could you help with that?
Says, leave all of your armor here with me. We will discuss options tomorrow.
I imagine I'm not clothed, correct? I imagine I just brought, like, I'm not in my fully dressed armor. I imagine I'm just walking around without it, correct?
At this point in time, you are. Like, you'll disrobe in here. You'll remove your armor in here with the smith.
Right.
And then you'll be able to walk around and comfortable. You can imagine there's even clothing in here for you to take to wear as you're walking around the clan, not just like in your undergarments, but actually in like comfortable clothing.
Comfortable clothing, right?
Which you know what Mandalorian clothing looks like. Have you ever watched the cartoon series?
Very long time ago.
Yeah, it's
almost
like
like
a lot of
hide
earth tones.
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of like earthy tones and like sharp angles and stuff like that. Yeah.
right.
You're wearing shit clothes.
Yep.
They're shit colored clothes.
I enjoy my shit covered clothes.
It's
By the way-
colored, not covered. Shit covered clothes is different.
Shit covered clothes.
Anyways, So you are able to kind of like walk around amongst your people, so on and so forth. I don't think there's anything. Is there anything else that you were hoping to do amongst them beyond that? Immediate conversation with your leader?
I've been looking over my notes. I can't think of anything that I wanted to do. I know I can make. There's things I want to talk to you about that the Van Bracer can do. The stim pack injector was definitely one of them, and the scanner, the medical scanner, is two things I was interested in. As
So
well as the
the-
dart shooter and stuff like that. But like,
The Van Bracer has only so many hard points on it. Is it 3?
right? And I wasn't. I think it's 3.
And how many hard points are you currently using?
None. I
No,
think
no.
I'm using one technically,
the
the
whip.
whipcord, but
You have
I'm
the
not
whipcord.
using. I don't have any more of those charges.
And I think you're also using the thing that allows you to communicate with your droid.
Oh, is that one as well?
Yeah, because it's kind of like it's transponder back and forth to your ship. But all the droids, everything on the ship, like if you had like 6 different types of droids on the ship, they all connect to that one hard point on there. Technically speaking, you can have 2 Van Bracers as well, which is really cool.
Right, and I can get that done here, right?
Yeah, buying a Van Bracer is not too bad. You
Well, I
definitely lift
imagine
yourself
from my own clan, I can get a little bit of a discount, right?
Yeah, it's nothing crazy. I think it would only cost you because Van Bracers are a really valuable piece of equipment. So I think it's only like
So if I'm gonna
1,500.
find it, this is the place to buy it.
Yes, correct. It's like you're like 1,500 credits to get the second Van Bracer.
Yeah, I can.
And they can
I
add that onto your armor, no problem. So even when she had mentions the Smith, the fact that you had a Van Bracer, you have acquired one, you might even at that point in time be like, and I would like
Can I
a
get a
second to go with
second?
it.
Yeah.
And she would nod, saying, "As long as you're willing to make the donations of the clan," and of course she'd be willing to do so, so on and so forth. And for whatever negotiations you end up doing, Chad is definitely throwing mind tricks into it to make sure that you can have some solid negotiations, Pat. So you
Cool.
can spend some money, which we'll take care of later on. Anyways, aside from the Van Bracers and whatnot, is there anything else you would like to get or do while you're here? Maybe other members of your clan that you would like to speak to? I'm really trying to avoid the phrase clansman. So
Yeah, I don't know who else I would
members of your
actually spend the
clans.
time to talk to besides. I don't know. Was there somebody you wanted me that I'm forgetting that I need to talk to?
Nobody in particular jumps out to me unless
No,
you have
man.
something in your own little backstory.
No.
Because your parents.
I don't
think
really have.
Did you have a sibling?
I had a brother who died.
Oh, that's right. He died. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, he died. In
Right
name
around
with
when you met
eyes. This is
Baron.
the first time I've dropped his name.
Yeah.
That was never talked about in my backstory.
Oh,
Um,
Well, you
But
should
yeah.
take a stim pack. You can tell us everything, like I did.
no, I'm chill. I'm okay.
All right. You sure you don't want me to heal you up?
Slap happy Mandalorian.
I'm not going to die anymore, chat. That's good news. So it's cleared up. I learned my lesson. Next time I do that, I do half of one load.
Half. Oh.
Yep, dump half a load.
So how's their trip going with their lovely despair? I'm
So,
dying
if there's
to
anything
know.
else that you want to know this at the moment?
Not at the
Cool.
moment. I imagine I'll have extra time by the time they get here, right? I know we'll be a little bit busy, but I imagine I'll have time to talk about the second Van Bracer. Can I just say I want one without the whole RP bit? Like,
Yeah, you're going to get the second Van Bracer. That's fine.
cool.
Mhm.
I have
I'll look
enough
over
to pay for that second one as well.
We'll go over the other things you want to add on as well, okay?
Cool.
All right, so Wade, you have an injury on you, and
Oh.
I need to heal that.
I have a side thing. I apologize. I do know what I want to do. I have her weapon, her sniper that I wasn't able I failed my check on exactly everything that's on it. Could I possibly send that to a weaponsmith or go to a weaponsmith to know exactly what was on it?
Oh, I told you that.
No, you told me half of it because I didn't.
No, I told you everything.
Did I?
About the custom grip, about the
What
short
did I fail?
barrel.
Oh, I failed Pride's gun.
Yeah.
That's the gun. I wrote on my thing that I failed a gun check.
Mhm.
It was his gun. Okay, my bad. Never mind. Sorry.
You good? It shocked him. That's all it's done so far. So either way, Wade, you have a 3 purple on it.
Yeah.
Do you want to use the light side on this attempt to cure this thing off? Of you?
Yes, I would like to have my brawn back.
Okay, I'm gonna use the light side, and I'm gonna, I assume, downgrade difficulty.
I don't remember how good he was at it, but yeah,
Really
let's go
good.
ahead and take off a purple.
He's really good. Okay. So he's going to go ahead and make a medicine check for you. Yep, we can roll it right now. Yep.
Hells yeah.
Easily removes the one whatchamacallit on you.
Horrific injury. Yeah.
Yeah, horrific injury from you. So that you're going to be able to heal up. He more or less he takes various types of stims and he applies them periodically over time in small doses in the right areas while allowing time to heal. It takes him about a day or whatever to properly heal this wound off of you, but gets the wound healed so your ribs are a little bit sore afterwards, but you can continue to feel. You can breathe much more easily. You can move much more easily, et cetera, et cetera. Rena, during the same time that he's getting healed up, you're going to go take his lightsaber, and you're going to start dismantling it.
Okay.
I'm going to need from you a mechanics check to do this. Now, to simply dismantle it is probably nothing crazy. It's a hard check, which would normally just be a whopping 3 purple.
So is
But-
he assisting me here though? Because I did ask him to like tell me like
He's going to
we put it
assist you,
together.
yes.
Okay.
So I would give you 1 upgrade to difficulty for not understanding it. Wade's going to eliminate that. But there is another upgrade to difficulty because it's broken. Not upgrade to difficulty, sorry. 2 black dice because it's how broken it is for
So
you to
2
dismantle
black
this thing.
dice, 3
And 3
purple is
purple,
what you're
yeah.
saying?
I would give you 1, but unfortunately, I
Are
can't.
you
because
dark
Wade's helping
siding
me.
this?
Are you light siding it? Is the first question.
Wait. Oh, never mind. I forgot that.
Are you light siding? Yes or no?
Feel like I should.
I would. It's kind of his weapon.
Yeah. So I was like, for this, I should light side. So I'll
Damn it.
downgrade the difficulty.
So 3 purple, 2 black, and a downgrade.
Uh-huh.
Did you just?
Wait, this is a hard
Mm-hmm.
mechanics check though, huh?
It is a hard mechanics check. Why?
Because I could re-roll it.
Once a fucking.
Hey, a once a session ability. Thank God.
I'm gonna take
Hard.
it.
Yeah.
All right. Re-rolling.
I thought 2 purple was average.
Well,
Two
it's
purple
Well,
is
it's 3, but you
Oh, you
downgraded.
You
downgraded, I see,
downgraded it.
yeah.
because of
It doesn't
lifestyle.
matter. It doesn't have to be hard or not. As long as it's a check, she can re-roll it.
I think it matters if it's hard or not, Scott.
Oh my god!
so trash.
It depends on the scenario as to whether or not it matters.
At
if it's
least you
hard or not.
failed to dismantle it.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. You legit try to just take the thing apart, and because of how damaged it is from when he was fighting against the that person before, because of how damaged it is from it being like smashed inwards, you
You rolled
can't even
4
take,
successes on 12 dice.
you can't even open the damn thing up. You can't even open it. So unfortunately, you don't get a full understanding of how this works. Unfortunately, it is so time consuming how this is happening, and Pride is only just starting to come out of his messy stupor. That as you're trying to figure this out, you don't know what happened, you don't know why it happened, but at some point in time in calibrating the astrogation, you must have screwed it up because you were focused on what you were doing here. You're so distracted by many other things, Pride being there, or maybe Pride just pressed that fucking button. Maybe he just went in the go, I put the button. Whatever it was, you actually wind up back at Dathomir.
God fucking damn it. No! No!
It's frustrating because you're literally traveled for 3 days.
Thank you. Are you being serious? They're actually back to
100% back at.
Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Oh, get
I've got
fucked,
other
dude.
offers to campaigns I could be joining on Wednesdays. I got other places to be.
Get fucked.
Call me. Someone call me. Give me an excuse.
This is where Varen's like, man, I should have gone.
Does he lose his shit then? Who's fair? Just like
He pulls a Kylo Ren and takes his broken saber and just starts slashing
The
everything.
Night Sister's
It's all, like,
wow,
fractured and
space
shit."
travel is so strange.
She's like, does it always work like this?
yeah, exactly.
You
Like-
normally spend half a week going into a town when you just go back to the same planet.
It's like traveling around on fucking the Witcher campaign.
I did
3 days to end up nowhere.
I didn't realize that travel in space is so difficult. It has been a period of time since the last time I took to the stars. Sort of a thing. Anyways, so yeah, 3 days later, you wind up back on friggin' Dathomir, which I imagine is extremely frustrating. So that being said, Rena, you want to go ahead and re-roll that same difficulty as before, which I think was just 2 purple.
Yes. Are you dark side?
Are you gonna light side it?
I don't know if it'll help me.
Do you want to?
Don't
Yes
do
or
it.
no?
Do it.
Don't
Do
do
it or-
it.
Oh, I'm not gonna do it. No, no, no.
Okay,
Do
guess
it?
what?
Oh,
Guess
yeah.
what? Guess
Go
what?
ahead, dark side it. Go ahead.
That's right. I'm doing this for Rosin.
What are the odds of us doing this again?
Upgrade the difficulty again.
Rosin, you have fucked us enough with Dathomir.
Rosin, you're okay. in
Couldn't
my
happen
book.
Oh,
Let's
it's triumph.
go.
Absolutely. You end up
We
finding-
actually press a button and the green screen goes down, and it's been Mandalore all along.
So she says to Varen, like when they arrive and she figures it out. Varen, I apologize. My attention has not, well, it's been split among multiple different things. If you allow me to try again.
What has your attention?
She pauses. I would hate to further damage your lightsaber, as this is the first time I've seen one and worked on one. I admit most of my focus was on that, though I also hope Pride is recovering quickly.
What happened to him? Was he injured?
In a way. And she's back in the cockpit, like
obviously like
redoing the astrogation.
In a way?
God, that did
It
sound
was
so different.
he's kind of dumbfounded by that answer. Like he was injured or he wasn't. He was injured in a way.
I don't exactly know the specifics. The doctor was the one who cared for him. Said it was nothing to worry about.
That it was-
Varen will
Do I have to
acknowledge
roll,
that, but
like,
he'll go talk to the
deception on
doctor.
this? Okay.
yeah, I was gonna say, is that a deception roll?
So you go
Kinda.
speak to the doctor, which I'm perfectly fine with. Also, Rita, you totally, if Varen wants, you can try to rework on the lightsaber because you're gonna have a whole second 3 days or whatever to travel through to get the stuff. Actually,
Wow.
much faster, right? You get there in a day this time or whatever. So you have a little extra time to try to work on it, like one last see if you can get it open.
Yeah,
Anyways,
please beat it with
so
your fist.
You go walk up to the doctor. I'll allow you to enter conversation.
I'm curious what's going on with Pride.
And to answer the question to chat, I imagine he understood that there was a degree of bluff there, but he chose not to press the issue. And
He
just
could
went to
tell. I
go
mean,
and find
yeah,
the
she's a
doctor. Yeah.
droid, but I think
Yeah.
that he could still feel something was off, which is why he went to the talk to the doctor.
All right, so you go walking up to the to him. I heard there was what with Pride?
What's wrong with Pride?
I truly do not want to get in the middle of your crew squabbles.
With where we've been and where we're going, it's important.
It seems as though the droid is trying to be coy and play this close to the gears. As far as I understand, this droid is not owned, but one of free will. I'll not piss off one to appease another. If the droid doesn't seem to mind, I'll be more than happy to give you all details. But there are HK series parts on that droid. I know what that could possibly mean.
I think if he's not willing to also share the information, Varen will just go to Pride's room and like open the door.
There you go. Beep beep
Get
beep.
off the drugs.
And he's there's a.
Gil, are you well?
Mind you, Messi, it's been a bunch of days. You're actually no more negative effects. To be clear. I'm gonna go
Oh,
shut
great.
my bulkhead.
He'll probably be having one of those moments where all the lights are off and he's just like sitting on his bed staring at the wall, and it looks like you can
Just
tell
staring at the wall.
he's got like matted hair, and he
Starting to look
looks
like Fat Thor a little bit.
I don't know.
Got his own little
chair.
chair. He's playing Fortnite.
Yeah, and he's and he looks sickly, but he's awake. And what was your question when you walked in?
Are you well?
Yeah, I'm great.
What exactly have you been recovering from? I want to hear it from you.
Yeah, I took too much spice. I'm okay.
Now, Varen's not an idiot, but does Varen know what that means?
Oh,
Taking
yeah.
a lot of
Yep,
spice?
absolutely. Yep.
I think Spice is pretty well known.
Yep.
Spice.
Yeah, spice.
Slap him. The old Sith slap.
Is this something you do often?
No, I ran out.
I would do it more often if I had more. That was the best.
He's like, not
response.
anymore.
Obviously, I don't have any.
I recommend you don't procure anymore.
That was the single best response I've ever heard.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Pretty ballsy of him to say that to a person.
I
He's
know, to someone who's like a dad figure right now. What did you do?
a Sith. He's so terrified of Varen.
Anything else?
Lady nor the doctor would tell me. They kept your secret. I appreciate you being forthcoming. But with what
It's
may
no
be coming
secret.
for us,
I mean, the spice was everywhere. I'm not sure why they're keeping it from you.
to
Are we
protect
almost
you,
at Mandalore?
the Sith I came from are on Mandalore. The Mandalorians, even Bato was wary of me at first.
Hmm.
Revan, they're a warlike people. But they also don't forget those who hurt them. They're not the ones I'm afraid of, though. There's worse things out there. And I need you to be sharp.
Yeah, I'm good.
Stay that way.
Are we gonna land soon? It's been a few days.
We ended back up at Dathomir. Lady's been
Yeah,
distracted
so when you
between...
say that, he'll take his eyes off the wall and just kind of give you a look of like what the fuck did you just say? Like really disappointed.
What? That's where all the spice
Who
comes
was flying?
from.
With you in here,
Who was flying?
it's been Lady doing everything on this ship.
That's what I
But then
bought
he'll
her
like
for.
grip the mattress and like push himself to his feet, and he walks over to the door and he's like hunched over a little bit and he's got like his arm on the bed frame, like keeping him up. Oh, And then he sits back down. Can you leave? I gotta put on some clothes.
Welcome, Raiders. Welcome, Raiders.
Can you leave?
Welcome, Raiders.
Hey, Raiders.
I'm getting dressed.
If you need help, reach out. But don't
I can
delve into
dress
that stuff again.
myself.
I don't mean with the clothes.
Oh no. Right. Again, I'm out. I'll be out in a second.
He'll very noticeably pause when you say you're out, and then he'll walk out. He's not going to press the buttons to close the door. He's going to use move to close the door. So I'll roll my force if you want me to.
No, you're good.
That's so annoying. Okay. Yeah, so I mean if you just want to jump forward a couple minutes, he will come out and he will be wearing he'll be shirtless with a fuzzy jacket and some leather pants.
I'm going to be getting dressed. Comes out naked. Hey.
He's out more naked than he did before.
Shirtless with a fuzzy jacket and leather pants sounds like Greed from Full Metal Alchemist, which is funny because your character's name's Pride. So
That's
it
funny,
just-
isn't it?
yeah. Go ahead. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah,
Well,
so
which
he'll
version of Greed? Hold on. Greed's got many different.
Oh, it's a Creed. I was thinking, with the arms wide open.
That's also got a lot of leather, actually.
Yeah,
Uncomfortable.
that's
Oh,
way
okay.
too much leather.
Yeah.
Scott, I want to roll like a random chance.
Sorry,
here.
Rena, didn't mean to break
what would
it.
I roll for that? Should I have someone in chat roll for that?
Yeah, go ahead. D100.
Okay. Yeah,
There's a
D100 above a
bottle
50.
open.
I'm looking for above a 50. If you come below a 50, it doesn't happen.
Let's get one of the Raiders to do it. How about I don't know if there's any Raider names.
Oh.
Call for initiative is here.
Welcome to this place.
I
That's
don't know
gonna stuck
why
in my
when you
fucking
sing
head.
it, I just hear Nick Cage singing Creed.
Welcome.
Wow.
That's Owen
Oh,
Wilson.
Black Box is new. Sorry, Box Black is new.
Not the
So we'll take Box Black.
bills.
That's fine. So were we saying above a 50? What?
Above a 50, something happens. They already rolled, but I'm assuming you said the name after they rolled, so I want them to re-roll.
Oh wow. So Box Black again.
Yeah,
Or Holly.
Box
There you
Black.
go. Holly was the one. No, Holly was the one
Okay,
that.
no, you said a name, and we're gonna stick with the name.
Fine.
So
Box Black it is.
M, please roll again. Thank you.
What is this roll for?
I don't know. This is being difficult.
No, I'm not being difficult. I'm just trying to suck away. as
He's
much
like, I
as
gotta do
possible.
stuff. What if I make chat do it? Chat, do you just
Okay.
want to play as Gil?
Yeah, chat votes on what I do next. Every single time I have a line, they have to type in chat what I say. Okay, back blocks M if Box Black M, if you don't do it in like 2 seconds, I'm gonna just skip.
One.
But now you have to wait for it to delay.
1,000,
Yeah.
And now you have to wait for them to go ahead and type it.
Well, they're typing it out.
There
There, it
it
is.
is.
Okay, yeah. So he just comes out normal. No, it's nothing special. He just walks out.
Jesus,
the
that was the.
anticipation of
Oh
that.
my god.
That was to see what you were wearing, or what the fuck was that for?
No,
You
no,
know what?
that
The
was
whole
for something
party
else, but it
loses
didn't
5
happen.
XP at the end of the session for this.
Oh Jesus! Well, good thing we gained 30
No,
from your
I-
failures earlier.
Okay, so he'll come out and he's dressed now, and he'll just immediately make his way to the chair, the piloting chair, the pilot seat. That's what
Yep.
it's called. And he'll turn on his comms if no one's immediately available, and he'll just
I mean,
announce to the ship.
Because of where you are, you kind of walk because how small the ship is.
So
You gotta
3
walk by
days,
people.
Okay, cool. No,
3 or
that's
4
perfect, that's
days
perfect. So
without
then
you.
as
You
soon
come
as-
out and you're like, the captain's arrived,
Actually, it's been like 10 days.
Mr. Spock.
Yeah. Okay. So he walks out the room and he'll see Lady and he'll just point to her and say, "I'm gonna need a map," and then he'll go to the chair and sit down and get ready to fly. That's all I wanted to do.
Meanwhile, we're
You just know
autopiloting
what
the
I'm doing.
Mandalore.
Yeah, I already set the
We're
course.
parked on the
I'll
in
make
the
it
parking
faster.
lot.
Do it again.
She's like pulling into the parking space, and
triumphed,
you're like,
bro.
"Lady, step aside. I got this." Just turns the key.
It's already the course is already
He's gonna
Turns the
take you
power
out
off.
of hyperspace accidentally.
yeah.
I just love the
Okay.
idea. He
Yeah.
puts his hands on the steering wheel, but he's on a train. It's like
Takes you back to Dathomir.
They have something, right? Like a forward and backwards. So I'll just pull it backwards.
Oh,
all
I
the
didn't
way.
say you were in the cockpit of the train. You just got like a little squeaky kid's toy, like a Fisher
Oh,
Price.
okay. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right. Wait, did you really roll a triumph? Let me scroll up. Oh,
Yes. Oh my God, Messi, you paid so much attention.
I was looking at chat. I'm sorry.
That was so
Somebody in the
long
chat-
ago.
In the chat.
Chad
panel.
is
You
on
can't see in the chat
Fridays,
panel.
not on Wednesdays.
Wait, no. So
Rena loves
when he
Chad.
goes
It's
in
her
there,
favorite.
no. When he goes in there, will he immediately notice that we're?
Why are you muted?
I don't know.
Muted?
I don't know what happened. That we're already on like course for Mandalore.
Yeah.
He'll look and be
as soon
like,
as-
"Oh, this is actually a really, really good course. It's a single
ship-
jump hop."
He's
So
like,
she
I'll go
walks-
make the coffee. Coffee's already being poured.
So she walks into the cockpit.
It's like gonna take what, a day to get there?
Never mind, I guess.
Yeah, a day.
To see her
Are you
awake.
still wearing the fuzzy coat and no
Yeah.
shirt?
Yeah. Why does that bother you so much?
It's just weird.
No,
it's
it's
weird
not.
attire.
No, it's not. It's awesome.
I'm trying to
glad
remember
somebody-
anyone in Star Wars that went shirtless with a fur coat.
Well, get used to it.
You didn't
That's
spend
my
enough
signature.
time on
The last of his kind.
Tell you what, you make some more jokes, I'll go put on denim.
Oh,
Jorts.
no more jokes. No.
Oh,
Oh my God, he
I
looks
wore
like
jorts 2 days
Mario.
ago.
She said, "Good to see her awake."
Yeah, good to see me too.
Thanks, Han.
Why aren't we there yet, lady?
We're still traveling.
We should have been there by now. This map is pristine.
Well, this is
very old.
my second attempt. I've been preoccupied with other things, helping Varen. We have an extra passenger aboard too.
Yeah, Rico, right? Or the doctor? Which one are you talking about?
Neither. A night sister.
That's a bad idea.
Take it up with Varen.
No, I'm not gonna.
He's like, never mind. It's a good idea. It's a great idea, in fact. I love that idea.
I love that idea. Yeah.
I can think something's a bad idea and not go talk to the person about it. Come on, guys.
Yeah, sure.
That's fair. This is my ship. If I don't want to talk to someone,
This is my ship.
don't have
I've been passed out like the last.
Meanwhile,
Doing spice
every
and
time-
quiet then.
And
Yeah.
have you flown your ship this like season? Like us playing the game?
Like
Have you
one
actually-
time, I
I-
think.
I
I
think,
think you've
punched
flown
it.
your like you've flown
Yeah.
your ship like in
He
your
I've-
tried,
I've
but
spent
Rena took
more
the controls from him.
yeah.
I've spent more time flying a
You
pod
didn't-
racer in one episode than
Yeah.
I've flown for the
really
entire
did.
campaign so far.
Only time you've done anything when I wasn't there.
Yeah.
damn
Unfortunately,
it.
it's very true.
And whose fault is that?
His.
is being a drugged up
So-
weirdo.
Lady, our new friend, does she play cards?
I didn't
Some
exactly have the
Pizak.
time to ask.
All right, I guess I will. And he'll stand up and make his way past you. And go to Varen and the Night Sister. Such a stupid idea.
Yeah, it is.
You walk up to
I'll
Varen
go
and the
back
Night
to
Sister.
working on.
Do you just
I'll go
have a
back to
list in
working
front of you
on
like
Varen's
things I
lightsaber.
probably shouldn't do? Which one
But
am I doing
I'm
today?
gonna.
Oh, that one looks fun. I circle it. Yeah. What time of day is it in space? I was gonna say good morning, but
What time
Half
of day
past
is
I'll
the
it?
say-
bright lights flying by.
Do you know how
Uh,
space works?
I don't think it
Scott,
is.
what time is it on
there's
space?
got to be some kind of universal clock over.
There
it,
is
like, that's-
universal clock, yes, but you said what time of day is it in space?
Yeah. How do you know what time of
during
day it is in
hyper
space?
travel.
You're not even in the same plane of existence. What time of day is it in space?
Well, the sun is there,
Okay, fine, fine.
there.
Good morning. You guys play
This
cards?
evening.
You guys play cards.
Let me just know
I have a
but
deck
you.
somewhere.
Messi's on spice.
Cards.
No, I used it all. Yeah, Pizak or
I don't think Varen knows
hologram
anything about
chess, whatever
Pizak.
that's called. You play anything? Well,
Not that I'm aware of.
He'll look over to
What
like
do you
if the Night Sister's chilling
do
there.
for
He'll look
fun?
over. He's very curious how this is gonna go. Thankfully, you can't see Varen's expression, but he's like, does she play cards?
When you look over at him, at her,
I
sorry,
wonder if she plays
that's when she
poker.
looks up at you and realizes that this question was posed to her. And so she looks over at him and says, "What do you want?"
You know, Pazak. You bet chips?
She looks over at Varen and says, "Did we agree that I need not harm them?"
I'm curious if
You know, you're being a
Spice
little
has really
ungrateful.
done irreparable harm.
Being a little ungrateful.
She looks up at him and says, "And he suffers addiction."
What kind of drugs do you do on your planet?
You guys smoke anything fun? No. Sorry.
Well, you
she
play
just-
Bazak? You got any
She just
spice?
slighted me, but I didn't hear
Got
what it
any
was. Can you
spice?
say it again?
She says, "And he suffers addiction." She looks back over at Varen and says, "If you wish, we can cure him of his affliction. We can cure him of all of his afflictions." If you'd
Meanwhile,
like
Varen
to-
doesn't know he's been injected by the doctor to already help with that.
He says, she says, "If you would like, we can send him back to Dathomir. He could spend some time among the clans. He will certainly not use spice any longer and speak considerably less."
The speaking does not concern me.
Hmm.
The
God,
spice
fuck two
only if it comes
Varens.
up again.
Cool.
She kind of nods to your response, more or less, just saying,
You come
We'll
over
leave
like,
it
guys
alone."
wanna play a board game? We're like, fuck you and your drug addiction, you asshole.
All
She's
right,
saying she'll cure him of it.
I guess I'll go.
Love
see if
how
the
he
doctor
doesn't get a
plays.
choice in this. It's just like,
God, I'd like to leave these two and go to
Yep.
the doctor.
Yep, you turn
You're just like-
you-
We sell it's just like, I'll see if the doc plays.
so remember, wrong ship. This is Jump Master. So again, the ship is not very big. So you were hanging out in like the beds area, which is number 6 down below, right? And then you went up to cockpit, which is like, number 12. You sat there for a second, walked back to number 5, where the two of them happened to be, and you're like, "Should go see the doctor." You turn around, the doctor is directly behind you, sitting on the chair on the other wall.
Okay, perfect. That makes it easy. Morning, Doc. You play Pazak?
I have.
Bet you a couple death sticks, I'll beat you.
I bet you some spice I can beat you.
Dr. Deathstick.
He says, he
Bet you
says,
some spi-
I can't do the, I can't get a deep voice.
Sorry, Scott. Go ahead.
He says, "I have no use for those."
Imagine.
Well, then I'll take them.
Neither do I have any in my possession.
You guys suck.
That's
Face.
sticks, huh?
I guess I'll go fly the thing then. Oh, you overheard that.
You just turned
You
around.
overheard that?
Right behind you.
Yeah, I know. He turns around and says, "Oh, you overheard that."
Get
You
fart
won't
on
say
this ship and
anything
everybody would hear
else. I don't
it.
know if I can. You're winning so many brownie points with your crew here. It's like, "Oh, you're awake," and we're like, "Drugs, huh?" And you're like, "No, I'm good. I'm good." Death sticks.
I'll smoke though. Yeah.
Jesus.
Why? You got some?
How'd you get them?
So they can cure this on Dathomir?
Oh, you're all useless.
She looks back over to you and says, "It would be my pleasure."
Tempting.
Seems lady's in sleep mode. Can't ask her. I guess I'll go check cargo. And he'll go
You want to
to
go back in cargo?
You're gonna go wake up the droid who wants to die?
No, I'm not gonna wake it up. I'm just gonna
Oh,
look and see
okay.
if there's any death sticks back there. Jeez.
Oh, you're gonna search for death sticks?
Yeah.
Roll
in
me a
my own
perception
cargo.
check. Roll me a perception check.
Where did all this shit come from? Where's all these addictions
It's
come
my fucking
from?
ship. You don't think I've got death sticks back
One-
here?
one-
I don't
purple.
fucking know.
One purple.
Oh, okay. One purple. That's pretty hard. Can I light side this?
Do it.
So you actually go over and you find one of your secret compartments that you have back there. This is small ones, not like ones worth noting on a ship's sheet or anything like that, right? And you go over there and you open it up. Like, yeah, I definitely have some death sticks I stored inside here. You open it up and you find no death sticks. Instead, you find a single piece of paper. You pull it out and it says, "No."
No.
I'll roll it up to make it look like a death stick.
So, left by lady at some point in time. It's in perfect lady font. So, anyways, you
It's written in binary.
she like shoves it, inserts it, and it does like a thermal printer. Like,
It's laser engraved paper.
So, anyways,
Yeah, I'll roll it up to make it look like a death stick, and then I'll go back to Varen and didn't catch her name, lady, and I'll slam it down on the table. This is very obviously not a real death stick. Death stick. I only got the one, but I'll play you for it if you want.
If you want.
Who are you talking to?
Just the two of you. Whoever wants to answer.
No.
Oh, you read it? What about you?
He thinks you're high as a fucking kite with the way you're talking.
She looks over at Varen and says, "His mind is feeble. I can bend
Oh
it
my
and
God.
try not to break it."
Hey Doc, you think you can make something fun out of these two?
The doctor actually
he'll
sits
kinda-
there. The doctor actually says, "I'm rather amused."
Yeah, great. All right. Fuck me then. And he'll go back to the front of the ship. And just sit down and pout in his piloting station chair.
The doctor
And
looks
that'll
up,
be
looks up at
No one
you,
wants to play me
Varen.
Pizark.
Looks up at you, Varen, and says, "He is going through a bit of a difficulty. Perhaps a soft hand, a conversation, or cards might cheer him up a bit."
You don't need my permission, Doctor.
I didn't say I was interested. As a doctor, I was giving my advice.
I see. Right.
Varen has no idea what the fuck to say or do, but he'll get up and like kind of like stutter step, like, and then walk up. He's gonna walk
I like the idea of a Sith being uncomfortable talking to me. Like, oh, I really don't want to. No, that
He's gonna go all the way into the cockpit, and he'll put his hand like, kind of like, I don't even think if Gil's facing forward, he won't even see this, but he'll like, and then just like put his hand on his shoulder.
Oh, Jesus
Doing all
Christ.
right, pal?
Ow.
Yeah. Hey, you mind not touching that? It's pretty expensive. Kind of like brush your hand off his fuzzy jacket.
Apologies.
It's-
I don't know much
Oh,
about
that's cool. It's cool.
Pazak or whatever it is you're wearing,
No?
but
No, this is a jacket. Pazak's a
Zoology
card
check.
game, but I
Zoology check.
You
To
Two
see what
purples.
animal
You
he
never played-
killed to make this.
2 purples. It's a swamp rat or something.
it's not a womp rat. It's
a
fuzzy.
womp rat. Yeah, I mean, an albino
He
womp
didn't
rat. I
kill
don't
it
know.
himself.
God, what is it? Is it a womp
got
rat?
Yeah, it's a
You
womp rat.
failed. You don't know. And you got strained for doing it. You get strained for thinking too much about his outfit.
Great. I'll take it. I can't wait for this
You
encounter
start
to be
getting
done.
sidetracked, like, why would anyone wear that?
It, this actually makes
You-
sense. He's strained from this
Yeah, I was
conversation
gonna say,
anyway.
you questioning this is like stressing you out.
I love watching people walk to their car, but they like wear the waist of their pants down below their butt, so it looks like they're walking with a dump in their pants. It's one of my favorite things, watching people like shuffle walk, having difficulty, looking like there's a dump in their pants. I'm like, oh, listen, I know that got popular in the 90s, and I grew up around it, but it still looks terrible. I love it. It makes me so happy.
I am not great at knowing what to say, nor do I understand what you're going through. But
Hey, Varen, can I let you in on a secret?
yes,
I was fucking with you.
I'm fucking you.
about the jacket,
About the Bazak, man. We're cool. Just trying to have some fun. Did Doc tell you to come over here?
yes,
Yeah, the ship's not that long. I heard him. We're cool,
though I
man.
may not be great at the conversing part, I can impart something on you.
Yeah, sure.
He's going to use influence to invoke just feelings of peace and tranquility on Gil.
Sounds like
Oh.
a party.
Wait, hold on. He doesn't have to do drugs. You can get him high on your own. That's
It's
awesome.
not like a high feeling. It's just like
Oh,
a feeling of
sure.
relaxation.
Sure, you're giving him like you're microdosing him with
One light
mushrooms.
side pip.
This
That's all
is
he gets.
amazing. Yeah, okay.
That's all I need.
So much
Hey.
light and tranquility.
That's all I need is one for the power. It's the
Uh-huh.
base power.
I
That's
don't know. I
it.
feel like you're carrying a little
appreciate-
bit more of a burden in this crew right now.
I'm stressed out from talking to him, but he feels better.
I appreciate the effort. Really.
You just feel a little
We're
bit
good.
more like
Cool.
at peace and relaxed and less like. Bleh. There you go.
Yeah, I think my stomach's setting a little better. I might eat in a few. Appreciate it. Anyway, see you around. And he'll kind of like go back to cornering himself in the pilot seat, hoping you leave soon.
Seeing you kind of withdraw, Varen will like look down like, did I fail? And then seeing you completely disappear from your seat, he'll know he did and he'll walk away.
Is he gone?
Yeah. Yeah, just like you were mid conversation there. Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, my seat has a hidden compartment in it. I use it.
It's called a toilet. It's not that
Okay, we
hidden.
can fast forward now.
You sure?
Cool.
You're talking about how you climb back out of your toilet seat and you're
Am I rolling
I
again
think we're
to try to like work with the lightsaber?
You can most certainly do that. This is going to be more difficult because you're trying to do it in less time than you did it last time. So your mechanics trick before was
It was
3 purple and 2 black. So just because you're doing it much quicker, it's going to be it's 4 purple and 2 black.
What was the 2 black for?
it's damaged.
It's very damaged.
Yeah.
Rena, are you going to use a light side point or no?
Yes, I should.
That'd be for the
Because
best.
you're
I
gonna
think.
dark side if I don't.
You want to enhance yours or get rid of one of the 4 purples?
I'm gonna downgrade the difficulty.
All right, your mechanics are so good. You're going to succeed this time. I feel it in my bones.
In your bones, singular.
In my bones.
Yeah.
See?
All right, yeah, you got it.
Cool. So you're able to finally dismantle the thing and seeing the different components that are inside of it. You're actually able to crack it open without, irreversibly damaging it. You know what I mean? This is one of the reasons why you struggled so hard is you're trying to, the parts are like fused or dented into one another and you're trying to dismantle it without, again, breaking things because you don't know if you can recreate these parts. You don't know the significance of each and every one of them, especially the mechanics on the inside, right? And then when it opens up, you're able to see on the inside that there is a crystal inside there. Like it's literally powered by a Kyber shard, right? Kyber shard, is that what we call them? I always forget. Kyber crystals.
crystal.
Kyber crystals, sorry. Kyber shards are from Eberron. Kyber crystals are from Star Wars. So I get confused them. So So a kyber crystal. So you gingerly look it over, kind of give it a little scan, so on and so forth, and you're able to see that, thank God, the kyber crystal was not cracked. However, with the way that was housed in there, all the different components and whatnot around it, yeah, if I got even a slightly harder whack to it, the way that the metal was kind of like dented and coming at it with some hard angles, the kyber crystal was very close to being cracked, which would have been so damaged that it didn't function anymore, the lightsaber, right? So thank God this is intact. It's just the mechanical part that's broken. You don't have to go
Okay.
and find a new power source. Looking at the different parts over there, it's going to take you a while to figure out how it is that you need to recreate these parts, if even need be, or repair the ones that are there, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Some of it, though, is like just denting back out the housing, reaffirming its strength. You're gonna have to allele the metals to do it, which is like superheat them to get the crystals to fall back in line, the actual like metal crystals, not kyber crystal, to fall back in line as you're denting it back out into the shape that it needs, and right. So anyways, you're going to go ahead and kind of like put the pieces into your own little compartments or whatever, and I imagine drop a little sketch for yourself, like a schematic of how it is that you took it apart, even though you don't understand the significance of each thing. At least you're keeping track of how it was that you would take it apart, so you can start moving forward in the future.
Yeah.
Anyways, you guys appear at Mandalore. Same as always, you're appearing for safety reasons a good hour away from the actual planet. So it's one of those things. You appear in the solar system, but nowhere near immediately outside of Mandalore. That would be asking for death. So as you guys are making your way in, shortly after you come into the solar system, you have other ships are definitely going to be making their way over to where you are, probably 15 minutes after you hit the solar system. There are other ships that are able to notice you and kind of like closing in. There's even a ping to your Messi, to your they hail you.
Okay. I'll respond.
Yep.
With transmissions and shit, whatever.
Yep. So you just kind of open it up. They go, "What you doing in these parts?"
Weren't they have been
Yep,
alerted?
for going planet side. Yep.
I'm hoping to land to visit.
What is it? Your ship is small. It's weak. It has no weapons. It would be easily destroyed.
I got a couple weapons, but they're not that special.
They don't respond to that. And they say,
You have a
they-
small penis. You can land.
At least I have a. Anyway.
they say, you'll behave yourself while in our system. Otherwise, you'll be sucking vacuum.
Copy that.
And they, continue to tail you for a bit, but leave you alone. As you go closing in on the planets, you're actually in the atmosphere of the planet. Again, this is after they kind of like went in line with you and continued to trail behind. So you were in like medium range for them, trailing behind you for a bit. Once you're like another half hour later, as you're coming into like where the planet is, eventually you can see that your ship is being scanned by like the long range scanners of the planet itself. And a good 5 minutes after that, you're actually hit with the kind of like a hail, reaching out to like blah blah blah. Identify yourself. You of course say, you're like, my name is. Do you identify yourself as Pride?
No, he'd say Gil in the
Okay.
name of the ship.
Okay, Gil, captain of the Intercept. No,
Vagabond.
Vagabond, captain of the Vagabond. They would kind
Why
of
do
like
I think
run.
our ship is called the Starfish?
I almost
Hot
said
dog
Interceptor.
flavored water.
The butthole.
I thought the
Almost
ship
said
was called Starfish. I guess it's Vagabond. Yeah.
Starfish. So, anyways, you continuing on, you Messi. So they kind of like run your numbers or whatever it is, and they say, "Oh, you've been added to our system. You are free and clear to land. There are suggested coordinates for your landing." And they actually send up to you suggested coordinates for your landing, but you see that you have a free pass. So one of the things that you look up as you're looking at the planet and the different landing sites is across the planet, there's, a bunch of different landing locations that you're able to use. So you pull up kind of like a little hollow area. You can like spin the planet. And you can see a bunch of different spots that you're able to use. Spots that you are allowed to land, but it's not a specific landing site. You know, kind of like marked as green or yellow. This would be like if there was an open field or whatever it might be. And then there's a bunch of spots of the planet covering probably about 30% of the planet that are red, where you're not at all allowed to land. You know what I mean?
Are any of the spots we are allowed to land kind of like on the edge to where if we wanted to let the Night Sister out, she could kind of run off
Yep.
and get away from?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
But more importantly, Wade, you also know on the planet, it's been a while, but you know where you were. And the area where your grew up as a Sith, where your group was, they were going to be one of the red areas, but you definitely choose a yellow area near to it to land. Again, this isn't going to be a landing strip. It's going to be like a field. Go ahead.
Can we actually contact Bato since we're on the planet? Or
Yeah, Rena has full long range secure comms. Yeah. This is like
So-
the ship for doing that.
But they just told me that we were approved, and then they sent me a place to land.
s-
They specifically chose one.
A
Suggested
suggested place. Yep.
Okay, I guess I'd start going there. But yeah, I'll let Lady
Don't
scale.
land just yet. Lady, can you contact Bato?
Yes.
I imagine the two of you are in your appropriate seats in the cockpit, and Wade is kind of like standing in the doorway, or maybe even just like because you sit in front of Lady. I imagine he may even be standing like just to the side of Lady, like one hand on like the headrest that she doesn't use of her seat, just to like stabilize himself as he's standing there and entering the atmosphere. So you say that's a Lady who's right next to you. Lady, go ahead. You reach out, and I'll let you do the opening line to Pat.
Yeah, she'll connect over comms and just say, Bato, it's L4. Do you copy?
Otto here. Glad to see you guys made it in one piece. What took you so long? It's been like what, 6 days, 7 days? It's been about a week since I've seen them.
Nothing in
No,
particular.
no,
Time
no.
just took longer to arrive in this ship.
4 days. Sorry.
They spent 3 days there, came back to Dathomir, and then it took them another 3 days to get there, didn't it?
No, only one the second time.
Oh, okay.
Yep. You're good though. Go ahead.
Still, I would have known it wouldn't have taken that long, right?
Correct.
All right. So what did you say, Wade? I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Couple slight miscalculations, but nothing major. Just a slight holdup.
Well, welcome
We've been
back.
given a suggested place to land, Bato, but we need to take our passenger closer to where I fled from.
And I suggest